is Buadu TV. Truth and integrity.
Tamale Teaching Hospital CEO near Pamano, it is in the right order. You have to be happy because it is looking like the government of the day has this will, is ready to fight Galamsey. Petition has been brought to the president. Now we'll follow due process. Due process now president ne follow. It is the beginning of the end of our democracy. Komana Sante, ye kase ye bomb power. Mo yirenum, mo manti ena sonta ye consider mo. E wi for te samo. Me sign am TV so ena Kevin Taylor ena we the tuan kan say tua me ka wo when the tua wo ka. Come and tell us who pays you. Galamsey no mo ye no. Every week God will be to over 50% shares wom. Something will happen at Chema Wontumi Nankasa will hand himself over to the police.
Ebusanti Kevin Taylor ene no kakra no ai na wakasa wa fire pa Wontumi wasi yanchi no o yanchi Wontumi wasi yanchi Wontumi because a criminal a pa no why no say wa famra da hye nsem na wo fa kotikwan so ton asase de mamafo no mutu Galamsey wo so say ensase no we have alternative so be good pass the go Chema Wontumi akwanta mayin na Osono Maame I CJ Chief Justice I suspended no Mami toko no Osono Maame sana Kevin Taylor friend was so trumuten kwade wakwebi dia woto aso ne shaloto say ada Kevin Taylor MPP for Galamsey. Now we all know a Juma a NPP abain a year for Galamsey the negligence, the deliberate destructions of our water bodies, our rivers, our forests. Enya me na mebe ka kiro Ghana ni bia 8 years senior MPP aban we essay Ghana nsase. Now when you compare what is happening in Ghana, or maybe anka Amakofi Bua anka also ye land minister for 20 years. Remember, Amakofi Bua has been minister of land for less than 4 months. Now when you see the way the government is dealing with Galamsey, the way the government is fighting Galamsey in less than 5 months, then it means there is a lot of hope. It means so you're Ghanaian, you have to be happy. You have to be happy because it is looking like the government of the day has this will, is ready to fight Galamsey. Now look, so Ghana situation. This is what the NPP left. Do you use 3 months to finish this, to cure this? No. What is the government doing? You are seeing it. You see how the minister is working day in, day out. You see how people are putting their lives on the line. This is the trademark. So, NPP. This is the NPP you just saw in our forest reserves. Today, I'm about to TV so catch the Ghana for say, young demonstration because 2 months, 3 months, NDC are buying and solving Galamsey. Sanko for so see a chum near the second war minimum. Today, the same fools, these same criminals, the likes of Chema Wontumi, Kojo Ponkroma, Kate Jemfua, Samia Uku, Lord Kome, Kokuba Akomone Gabiocheda Akomono, the likes of Chema Wontumi na Sefono. Today they are on TV telling Ghana for say, after this destruction, in the name of politics, di Ghana no, 3 months no, yen solve a problem in tea, yen jai bibia ni blame John Mahama. On say recently, omoko and omoko che eyedien. Omoko che Chema Wontumi. Ne saita na sebio on the Chinese for Gum Virgin Forest. Chairman Wontumi, and as we speak, you are a handful. NPP 4-way person by Chairman Wontumi, national chairman of the NPP.
Omo be the national chairman. It should worry you. You should be scared. This is Chairman Wontumi. Video I'm the and thousands of such distractions are in Ghana. The party in opposition, MPP, no, NPF, no, they are thinking of making that guy the national chairman. Sad distraction, ya Chinese for we know. Chairman Wontumi was just a regional chairman. Obetina TV so betina 2482 asase so e wo menhia eyi gold free ni pano no or just a mere regional chairman. Now or a chairman of only Ashanti region. Now the NPP want to make Chairman Wontumi the national chairman, meaning region biaba beshana say. That means the distraction of why just one region, 2 regions, 3 regions, you know. When he's given the nod to be the national chairman, he will take all the 16 regions and destroy it. This is the NPP. It's a party near dangerous. These are people you cannot play with. These are people who kill and they enjoy the destruction they have done to Ghanaians. These are crazy stuff. Also recently, Mote Abrewa Ninkran. Sa site we know almost destroying recently soldier for Kwena. Chairman want to be site. Abrewa Ninkran bina soldier for Kwa. You see a whole forest, you see a whole city. Your electricity plant, your brothel, your shower for joint, your baby a ton red, your baby a ton restaurant. Chairman Wontumi the build this site inside the forest. Chairman Wontumi. Because he was just a regional chairman KKO. And they gave him the room. Nana do dankweku for the General TV so catch say, I contamine na yenima Land Commission publishing a document. Galamsey no. Nana do dankweku for the General TV so catch say, ono na adding the presidency at all. Akonta mining is not involved in illegal mining. The same time Aneku for Adokasano. Na Chairman Wontumi Akonta mining company no. Na omu see a Abrewa Ninkran. Na they were building a Galamsey hub. They were building a Galamsey hub in the middle of our forest. Nana Dankweku Fuadu knew. Every single regional minister of the NPP knew. Every chief, Sadio, we are building on towns. They knew. They gave him the room. They built a whole city inside a virgin forest. Chairman Wontumi at the excavators Bunya, a virgin forest. I could see a whole Galamsey city. Now, there's something you don't know. The lands minister issued statement, Amakofi Boa. And I'm going to do everything possible to support this man in his fight against Galamsey. He's not sophisticated. Maybe he's not the kind you see or share a very shiny shirt, living a flamboyant lifestyle, trying to speak the perfect English. But one thing I know about him is he's Ghanaian and is ready to deliver. So me, I am willing to support the genuineness he's attaching to this fight. Let me tell you, the fight against this menace is not going to be a 4-year fight. It's not going to be an 8-year fight. It's going to be a fight that is going to take long. That the reason why we have to understand, say, we can only win this fight, we all have to be willing and ready to keep this momentum and keep this government. Because the people who caused this problem, they are on the sidelines. The NPP are sitting. They are waiting. They want to do us harm. They want to put the final nail. It's me. Whatever I can do to stop a NPP from coming back to do this, I'll do it. And I'll do it with the incredible facts. And you're personal. It's not against an individual. It's not against the party. It is against people in the party who have bad intentions to destroy this nation. It's Ama Kofubua. Amanfo Huno TV so. When he saw the video and other things that was shown to him as the minister, he cried. And my MPP communicators, and me myself, I wrote it on my Twitter. Ama Kofi Boa, stop crying and do the job. The reason why I wrote that was that we all have our low points. But when you get to our low point, we need to understand that low point is telling us that we need to fight the battle. Unless you're not human. And I'll be with the destruction in the forest you just saw, now feel sad. He is sad and crying because right now the responsibility is upon him to save your child. Every single Ghanaian the 32 million, 33 million Ghanaians omote Ghana no, every single child na brabo insu obenum every single day. It's on this guy to make sure he fights it. This is a burden. And unless you are not ready to fight this, you wouldn't mind. Sabio, Saoko, na kabo obi krama da kwanwa, you don't feel it. But Saoko na kabo ukra krama da kwanwa, you feel it. And the guy is feeling it because he knows that it is not just him. It cuts deep. So when he sits on TV to cry, he's crying because he sees the damage. He's just an individual who came to occupy an officer, a fellow human being. Ashadatnasi are destroyed. And I know every single day, or who saw video now, is going to remind him, is going to tell him, is going to ginger him, is going to tell him that the sacrifices and the promise you made to the young people of Ghana, you need to fulfill it. Make sure you fight this Galamsey. Leadership is what you are seeing. People are hurt. He put himself in your shoes. He put himself in that ordinary Ghanaian or te praso or te ekura Galamsey or no. Or you know free a member of parliament position. Or you know free a ministerial position. Or you know free Mayor Amakufibua. He placed himself of the Western region. He knows what Galamsey can do. At that moment, he wasn't doing politics. He has left that zone. He was in that zone that was realistic, that this needs to be tackled. So this is not a joke. It is not politics as usual. This is a national disaster which was brought upon us by the NPP, led by Chairman Wontumi, Kate Jemfua, Samuel Wuku, Kojo Ponkruma, Gabi Ochredakon. This was led by Lord Kome. This is a disaster. This is genocide inflicted upon us by a political party called the NPP. So unless Unia Badaye, you don't have empathy and sympathy to understand what we are talking about. Obi awawu o Ghana, yawu no Ghana, owoba o Ghana. Na adwene say obewu, amiesie do Ghana no. When you see this kind of destruction, it hurts you. Ekire wo nya nipa. Ekire wo ya aboa. Ekire wo politics e jimu. Ekire you want to tell me the past 8 years we were not in Ghana. Until when a young man, a young woman, because of politics, but not social media, ebeka and the John Mahama unsolved Galamsey. Now it's a sani pano or sabua or see a chicken near what's second one minimum. Because then they still don't understand how deep that cuts. They still think it is politics. They still think me party ni power anti. I was say me ye the day. They still don't feel for the Ghanaian who was being killed, who is being killed by the actions of Omwankasa party. They still don't get it. They still see this as politics as usual. Now the minister has taken action. And the minister was what? Or say Lands Minister Direct Minerals Commission to revoke Akonta Mining's lease for allegedly selling portions of the Tano Nimrim forest to illegal miners at 350,000 per concession. So, dear Chairman, Wontumi ya mumudu do monti asedeni. Maminye we na afi yenye CG story no. What is happening is say, enutina Chairman Wontumi sometimes no otumi gina TV so bo so aka kire mo say, onye Galamsey bia, no Chinese is working for me. Go to court if you have evidence. The reason why intia abuaba we etimi bien anokasa asem kire Ghana for, even though Krampono, there were evidence on record, on file, say the Lands Commission clearly came out to tell Chairman Wontumi say he is doing illegal mining. The reason why Otuminya Saku could do the kasa asem no, I mean short trick no. And that is something he has been doing for years. And it's not to me a bold, no alternative to say, Minya Galamsey. What Chairman Wontumi does and say. Chairman Wontumi and then Akonta mining no, they don't have a license or lease to mine. They don't have it. Now Chairman Wontumi hides behind a prospecting license. Now the prospecting license no different from a leasing license. Now and our license to mine. Now what Chairman Wontumi does and say, sa nimrim forest no or the prospecting license and or the koye eko bu assassin gumu eko bu forest no. So what he did is say or the patapa and illegality and or GBB a friend prospecting ɔkɔtoto n'ani ɔkɔhwehwɛ nsase so sɛ bi a gold wɔ baabi a ohu gold na ansa na waba abɛka sɛ okay mebɛyɛ nkrataa agye license a mede bɛyɛ den ɛbɛtu egudie. What he did was the NPP government eman all the access and he hid behind what we call prospecting license. It was just a license and we do rural virgin forest and na ukoko oho asase or the license a boo ekes to guye. Now do you know what he does? Owura asinimua say a 500 acre and now 500 acres, whatever you want to call it. Now, or the Chinese for na ba, or the Chinese for na ba. Now, what sasina momo. Now, let me read something to you first before I continue this. Now, you see this document. A document, your friend of Minerals and Mining Act, as amended by Minerals and Mining Amendment Act 2019 Act 995, arrangement of sections. Now, sa act we and a chere so person oya mining organa de also ye any de ni so ye. De mrana ma ho kwan and de mrana emma ho kwan. Now, this was what Chairman Wontumi did. Sebio at this point me be chere on the secret. Anything I say obi antumi njeli no. Now, so share a year Minerals Mining Act now. Also, your ownership of minerals and cadastral system, minerals property of republic, compulsory acquisition of land available for application for minerals right. Now, so sa act we mo. This is what you see. Let me read this part in show. Now, so section 14 of the Minerals Act now. This is what it says. A mineral's right shall not in whole or in part be transferred. A mineral's right shall not be in whole or in part be transferred, assigned, mortgaged, or otherwise encumbered or dealt in a manner without the prior approval in writing of the minister, which approval shall not be unreasonably withheld or given subject to unreasonable conditions. You see amount of license or Ghana, say whether to prospecting license to mine. Emrani chere say sa license the mawo Kevin Taylor, the mawo Chairman Wontumi only the right to say sa license no obeka se wode ma obi e de akwakwa ye adwuma ana ode sublet obi ana say o ka say okay maje sa adewe midimu half may transfer lease we am asimesi sa we am akwaji lease won where 10 acres no may transfer half e de amobi Ghana mrane kire say half o quarter o asase ni nyina no only the right to say obe transfer de amaobi say G na won so fire den prospecting G na won so fire den fire mining emrane tia whether whole or half or piece emrane kire say you need to go to the minister and take permission. You need to go to the minister for minister to write and sign and say you have been given the approval to do what? To sublet. To basically say what was asking be mo be say or no so nyeden or no so anyden and mine was so. Into so prospecting license and now mining license. Emrano Minerals Act say Wontumi transfer ma obia. Untumi entras asli bi mo bi say woso eye akwesia mankwa gene fire prospecting or gene mining woso emranitia. Now okay point 2 now. This is what the point 2 says. Make sure be answer my church my Wontumi the oye. Besides, which one is this? Where the minister has not given a decision in writing to the applicant within 30 days of receipt of an application for approval, the minister shall upon a request from the applicant give written reason to the applicant for the failure to communicate a decision on the application. So obi kra chro koma minister and say minister me na me Chairman Wontumi bring forest no maji 50,000 acres na me pese me di ebi ma obi na ono so area mining and as area prospecting na say minister na respond kra after 30 days the minister na respond there that person still a uni ho kwan say at the end of the day obekọ akoye saade no. Enti So minister now respond the cry. You need to find a way to communicate to the minister to get a written, you are supposed to get a written documentation that from the minister officially that you can at the end of the day do what? You can at the end of the day transfer the land to mine. But until you are able to get a written permission from the minister, you cannot. Now, point 3 now. The reason required under subsection 2 shall be sent to the applicant within 14 days to receipt of the request. So basically, point 4, a dispute between the minister and an applicant or a holder in respect of a decision of the minister under subsection 1 shall be referred for resolution under section 27. Point 5, subject to the other provision of this section, an undivided proportionate part of a minerals right or application for a minerals right may be transferred, assigned, mortgaged, or otherwise encumbered or dealt with. So basically, what the law says in the say, so oko just say, naga say oko prospecting, oko just say, naga say oko mining until obeji a written permission from the minister, documented and put on file. No, you don't have the right say obe transfer mobi. And I say, what about another company? Another man, you pay say, Omukrampo, mine or so, and someone perspective also. That is the basic statement here. It is a chairman, I want to make a brim forester. Say, on mine. Nobody has the right to prospect. In fact, chairman, I want to me license an original brim. At this sense, it wasn't mining license, it was prospecting license. It was what? It was prospecting license. Chairman, I want to me in the first place. Okuta prospecting license, Okuta mining license. He does not have the right to mine. Now, my mentor, the AC. Mr. S. Now, Chairman, want to me with the oil and say, let me put his picture on the screen. Send a beya, Ubiabe Hunkwasi, the oil. This is not the picture I'm looking for. Now, Chairman, want to me with the oil and say, the AC or brim no. The chairman won't me yen ani. Okoji asase no. Enti sa na oye no every part of Ghana. Owura Virgin Forest nim with prospecting license. Owura Forest nim a na or the force we wurem also koye prospecting. It be 50 acres, 200 acres. Owura asase nim a na owia we twitwa asase ni piece. We try to 10 acre, 5 acre, 20 acre, 12 acre. Or we are not or the Chinese for na ba. Or the Chinese for na ba. No man the Ghana for no. ABA companies, no more partner Chinese for no. What he does is say, technically, Assassino is under prospecting, which belongs to Eddie Akonta mining. Now, what you try Assassino my Chinese for no. Now my Chinese for no Ghana for no a partner. Now, terms or no more corner say. Asasi biano or the more 350,000. That is the Ghana is kind of 3.5 billion. Or we are not catching almost say every week gold biano betunu Tuesday biano breaking day in Sanya Freno. Sa Galamsey no mo every week gold biano betunu over 50% shares wom. That means say so to gold 10 kilos or 5 kilos. Into only chairman want to me no. Sa brim forest no. Waji to go prospect, but on your prospective also. Waji no asableti, which is against the Mining Act. And a Chinese for no mugusuno, a di assassino. It will be such a man to be say, Chairman want to me Galamsey or say me Galamsey way. Dear Chesa me Galamsey. But indirectly no, Chinese for no more sabri wonina other part of Ghana. Galamsey no the sika. Until you will not catch Chairman want to me standing assassin so to Galamsey. But machines are all indirectly and dia. Omo mu ye dwuma wo eye insasene so nyina indirectly and dia. Every breaking day, omo breaki eye Tuesday bia. Gold be ometa no amene bia ne dia 50%. So you will not catch him say ordinary Galamsey anything they bia no say. So what evidence afane ko. Now what is happening is say our directors omo the mine na no. Now those directors no more lead eye Chinese for no under the pretense say they are prospecting. Na omo ye serious illegal mining. It's a kwawe we to me Wontumi a catalyze a mining no illegal mining no in such a way say when you would say analyze it and your investigations here, you will never see him. It's the piano boss oh, I contain mining for signboards here or some micro minimum or bois. But Obako Shemino or see oh, some media have prospecting. It is so be a mining and yamia or bois or noir. And it's an saying Omoko a abruan ninkrai and a brim more of the chinko for an assassin. Some of Insasino or the force Nigeria, some of them so time or more power no and your time in Ademano. It's a quaway no, ye can't insasia quasian penny were said organa and ye easy. Insasia, what first so the Galamsey, I say a kunipa because in sure or say, and remember, all the rivers in Ghana, they are connected, they are interconnected. And Akwawe has used a certain way or the politics at their says your Ghana. Now, something is going to happen very soon. And you see, you will see such a Wontumi Yancheno. But something will happen at Chema Wontumi Nankasa will hand himself over to the police. Eh? Akwawe Bonia Wedi. Bonia Wedi. Nipa or the Galamsey as say on my life for Ghana. Sir, those people leading his Akonta mining, all of them will go to jail. And he himself, he will end up at the wrong place. Remember Chema Wontumi Dadao. During NPP what power 8 years, that is what Chema Wontumi did. And he's still doing it. And it's in there, or down what a year, I could catch Ghana for say, me Galamsey, oh evidence of a chimney, because he thinks he can hide behind prospecting. And now prospecting no do brim. Edi Diboneno. It is under a Chinese for a Brim River and a Brim Forester. Every single Chinese working there is working for Chema Wontumi. Every Tuesday, what they do is they go and pay Chema Wontumi because assassin and dia. But the Minerals Act says you cannot take assassin in the name of prospecting or even mining and do what and sublet it. Which minister actually granted, say, Chema Wontumi to me sublet a prospecting land for somebody to do illegal mining? Because when even it's a prospecting land, it's when you are able to get a permission from the minister in writing, whoever gets a piece of the land should be prospecting. They cannot mine because you don't have legitimate mining license. Under the license that Chema Wontumi using, he is not supposed to mine. He is supposed to prospect. So why is it say today prospecting has turned into Chinese foie? They are in the forest mining gold. You get what I mean? And the Kufuado, how many licenses and release here? Samuel Abujinapo licenses sent or the chair before they left power. This is the number of licenses and the Kufuado. This Urefi and the Kufuado. Answer and Kofoi every power. Mining license 2037. But I want to add intra. Mining license a Kufuado. MPP are buying Edema a year omonko for 2037. January 2017 to 2025 of free power. 2037 mining license. They gave it to their own people to come and do Galamsey in the name say Omo license. And it's not John Mahama Mono and the minister Kofi Boamo Eka say they have cancelled all licenses Omo issue now man for buofu. Adentina buofu. Say license a issue ma or legitimate. Now say license no problem ni one. Why should you be worried? Because you can reapply for another license because the document you showed, say a legitimate document, you deserve to be given that license. Why are you worried when the president says, another minister says, they have revoked all licenses? It is because majority of the people who are given license and they go for, they did not deserve it. They are criminals like Chema Wontumi. Now, 2037 licenses and they go for. Yes, this is what they did. Now, before I end this episode, Mame bought this video. Na share a year abroa ninkran. That a year forest inside na Chema Wontumi. I could build the Galamsey City. Galamsey City. Now, when you watch the video, and I know most of you guys watch my video, but you need to be worried. Let me ask you. In time before Namuye they say, John Mahama and Sovereign Galamsey is here. Sa abroa ninkran city near sin and then 3 months is here. the Abrewa Ninkran and the Brim Forest, no, those habitats, sir, in Chronomusino Forest, no, it has been there for 80 years. Do you want to tell me, sir, police for not Omo and the Kufuado ne Baumia, they didn't see it? Over so me say, Ghana Forestry Commission, they didn't see, say, a city was being built, a Galamsey city was being built, they saw it. Do you want to tell me, say, the leader of the military and the Kufuado, he did not see, say, there was a city being built inside a forest with thousands of people in there, with generators, houses being built, Galamsey happening 24/7? They knew it. Why didn't they stop it? Adentina Abrewani in crying, and they are never stop it. A cry, a one woman, yes, see, at the blocks, bricks, aya plant, esi hotel, esi restaurant, aya kindergarten, ye Galamsey 24/7. Over such them said, for 8 years, Ekufuado abino, police ni be ehu, soldier ni be ehu, immigration officer be ehu. They saw it, but they were being protected by the government of the day. Abrewadi Adena MPP for ayeno, they know what they have done. They know what they have done. Anything that they are quick to say, yay, NDC, I don't know, most of Galamsey, these are animals. There's one guy, Wontumi director, Andy, Kumasi Obianimo, Otum Fominanimo, Obianimo, one of the most diabolical boys ever Santimemu. Galamsey a boy we a monitama a Wontumi. Andy, or child in picture of a criminal boy. Excavators, Omo Boni Patrol. Andy is the one who is leading all this thing for Wontumi. One of the directors, a friend Andy, one of them was Santimemu. Andy, Munina Munimuno. Insua yes, no. Boasia yes, Boase, Asantimemu, Galamsey, Mensianimuno. Omunim say he's a criminal. Or he be near Santimemo Nimandi. Chairman Wontumi directors, boys and Asantiniba, Omunoma saying Sodina, Omunanim. Kevin Taylor Cocape, yes, you Muadie, Kevin Taylor Motu4, Kevin Taylor Moasanti4. Chairman Wontumi director Andy, Omutia Santimemu, Musomo. Mumusa Andy, Mumuina Munim, Ejuma Andy, ye, Munim. The directors about Konono. But time go talk. Time go talk. Now, Mommy go straight to CJ Asemnoso. Now, Yenjum Emma Ghana for a Hunukreno. It's exactly 6:20 p.m. US East Coast time. Me sure say Ghana about 10:20. Now, Mommy Nyabutre na Yenka a year Asemwe. And it's got to do with a year Osono Maame, Chief Justice Madam Tokonu. Now, Madam Tokonu and the Asema Bedaho Yinana Chere say, the president, petitioner Bebkan and Sa Ayemi and Sa Ghana Mrano Echere say, or say, Udi Hunjuma. Now, petition Beka president in Sano, and the petition no, Sebu, Obo Ghana Funina, Oboy Amania say, on air president, petition Bekan and Sa. Na emom emra kire say enyo no nkwa na hunya nsa ode bu Ghana man petition for chief justice ho inti ode koma eye council of state ema council of state for so ababa emu hwe de wom na emom de wom no omu nse ngina so bia wo so a na de wo so mo ye no maye emu ana chief justice ba bontin be ka kire Ghana fo nyina say what is the president e wo petition bi na efa no ho inti o insist president ever petition man no so nkan. Na President Emmanuel Edian and Nankwanson 7 days na on kind. Sa somebody by an President Yamum, if you not President expect to say the Chief Justice will go public. He was expecting the Chief Justice to contact him quietly, directly, professionally, respectfully, nicely, and to demand for Edian petitions, for her to also look at the petition. Now, Chief Justice Eddie letter beto abontene ma MPP platform to say, or pese ogu president anima say, money look like he said, president ewo no ho adwene bone. Into or the letter beto abontene, and or catch the Ghana for say, I am at a petition about president to ho. Na me best president to the mama na me so me kan, na me hwe asema ya ka etia me wo yano ana me yi, and a president ka say, letter me beto abontene catch Ghana for say me saka petition me de koma eye council of state no. Na enkyere say me so me mbo won kaye president catch chief justice say some the letter beto abonte say me the command council of state enkyere say wo we chief justice assembly fa ho no enya de meyi wasutire enti president can say okay say wo pese wo eye petition na me de bema ho emom wo pe 7 days eno kura no esua president decided 3 days can home be 10 days which is na president episode ma chief justice akwanya bi e wo wiase bia ma nya emre ready to understand and to answer petitions or questions. If the president was a bad man, if the president was eager to kick out the chief justice, and Kobeka said, Ubusa for 7 days, 7 days. But the president said, no, even though you asked for 7 days, it would be unfair for you to use 7 days to read all these documents. As the president, I am giving you Osono Maame 10 days. And a President Mahama, a time 10 days, and the man, Chief Justice said, petition in a kind. Take your time and read and respond whatever is in it. One, and we should tell you how the president wants the Chief Justice to clear herself. The president gave the Chief Justice a lot of room, time to take her time to answer every single allegation. You will ask for 7 days, you might 10 days. Or responding after 10 days, na Chief Justice President can say, Emrani Shan say, and now Emrani Chere say, and yet the Council of State, Sebio, and yet wo, and me, and ye share them take Council of State. Yet to woman in our swaba, and ye kakrebi council, Sa Council of State, no, Ghana for the yen ya ko twaba ni ye omo. Enti every region bia ye twaba ni ye mu nipa se, mon kona Council of State, Sebio, enyansafo a ade bi chiri president adwene so a obetumi no mosusu ho advisory body a mobetumi to president fo into a Council of State even technically no Council of State no omo wo tumi krampo chair parliament if we say they can influence the president when it comes to decision he would take. President no or tumi say obetake a decision from an executive order, but the Council of State can actually sit the president down and advise the president and say, Mr. President, where the woman dear, Nemum, Yana Ghana for to a swaba, Yan Semuno, ye over 30, you won't say, Uyen say ye. It is the Council of State, they yield a lot of power. President Netam Kratane de my Council of State, Muslim Shem, say Chief Justice no, Niya no one in some of the abano, say a onjina swa, Mumbetumu for whom, Nami would ye may. One, the first question every intelligent journalist will ask, because I sitting here, I have not seen the petition. Every single journalist, as far as I know, nobody has seen the petition. They know where they saw the petition. Problem and I believe say about 99.99% of journalists in Ghana, they have not seen the petition. So basically, we are working with what the Council of State and the President will tell us in the petition. Because the petition exclusively, the Chief Justice, the Council of State, and the President petition. It as I sit here, I cannot speak to the allegation. I can only speak to the process. President na Odi Mraso. Time and in Sabeka allegations. That is the first question every intelligent journalist will ask. Because Senator Obama president and I'm president, I expect the president to follow the rules, the procedure. The president should go by some rules and regulations. The moment the president steps out of Emrana Eshadmani de Jumano, then he is not a democratically elected president. He now becomes a tyrant or a dictator. So, as a journalist, I am looking at the actions of the president. Is he working or acting within the constitution? Is he overstepping? Is he abusing the constitution? But to date, me who will be our Ghana will be an president of the republic. Time and Saka petition there, he has abused or stepped out of the constitution to take decisions that are against or is against the constitution of the Republic of Ghana. I am yet to hear one person tell me, say, the president of the republic has gone against the constitution of Ghana. Because when the president goes against the constitution, it gives me the right to question or attack the president for him to understand, say, we gave him power to work within laws. Now, the moment a president free constitution, then it means the president is basically respecting us The president is respecting the constitution, and the president wants transparency, accountability at the end of the day to be the hallmark of his governance. And so far so good. Me who's a Ghana Nibia Jina baby, from political elites to religious leaders to the traditional leaders to read the so-called ordinary Ghanaians. Me who's so be Jina TV so I can say President John Dramani Mahama will book Ghana Mraso Ayebibi from the day and in Saka a petition. Now, there are some few questions we need to ask before we move forward. I'm a journalist, I'm a Ghanaian, and I have to be reasonable enough. Sanka Madam Tokonu Yame Maame, I would have been asking questions. So Madam Tokonu Yame, with all due respect, so I would be asking questions because it's very important that I ask questions and demand reasonable answers that will make me satisfied. Because when I ask the questions and I don't get those reasonable answers, then it means my family member, my auntie, my mom, or whoever is being basically accused of something, no, it means that person is being treated unfairly. And I don't want anybody to be treated unfairly. As much as we have our political affiliations and the way we understand things and our limitations, we also need to understand, say, emra. So, it does not matter whether you're a president or you're a chief of staff. So, who will be kitchen now? Could born a suma or say, Mran chill. If you say, I am right, Daho, and this is yes, sir. So, I don't say, Bo Abansikim, Nasa Woodia, Ghana Mra or say, chill. Say, your mouth to me, it does not respect, it does not matter whether you are the head of a department, you are the subordinate of the head, you are the chairman of a committee or a commission. As far as Emra Hono, so boom Rana Swa, your constitution is I was set Emrano and Woody. That is what the basic law of our constitution eka. So when I would say the constitution is not selective when it comes to application of the law. Now, there's something I want you to know. Question I say, say, petitioners now, petition the president, has it been established anywhere in Ghana today, say, they belong to a political party or card-bearing members of NDC? Till date, I am yet to hear, say, the people who petitioned the president are full NDC people. Ever seen there, Wontumi establishes our facts, That is one. Now, was the CJ given fair hearing? Was the CJ given enough time to look at the petition? Did the president do that? Two, the president did that. The CJ was given enough time. In fact, she was asking for 7 days. The president gave him 10 days, meaning fairly, the CJ has been treated well. The Obusa and the Krampono, President Eddie Biaka. So, is the president still in the constitution? Is he working within the constitution? Has he done anything wrong? No. To me, and to you, the ordinary Ghanaian or rational Ghanaian watching me, these two things, there's nothing showing, say, petitioners in the NDC for. And secondly, there's nothing showing, say, the Chief Justice was denied the access to the petition. Remember, time and Charlotte say, Charlotte say in her right, she was demanding for the petition. Nana Dankwe Kufuor, and this same MPP and these same some journalists in Ghana said there was nothing wrong with the president denying Charlotte Osei of the petition. Charlotte Osei was like, a man for your family who say you made me person me who your matrena. Nana Dankwe Kufuor say she cannot have access to the petition. But John Mahama has given the Chief Justice, who was demanding for 7 days to review the petition. John Mahama gave the Chief Justice 10 days. Did the Chief Justice exhaust the 10 days? Yes. Now, did the president follow due process? Did he work or did he basically perform his constitutional duty? Yes or no? Yes. When the president received the petition, did he take the steps that the constitution was demanding of him? Yes. So did he work or did he basically perform his constitutional right? Yes. So who is saying the president has done something wrong? At this point, nobody can blame the president for doing anything wrong, because the questions I'm asking, nobody can come out and say that the president did not work within the constitutional rights. We are talking about, is the CJ guilty of a crime? The question is she guilty? At this point, nobody has said that CJ is guilty of a crime. But when you hear the NPP followers, the NPP minority, the so-called the Ghana journalists, they are making it sound. Because I have not said in anywhere, any of my commentary said the Chief Justice of Ghana is guilty of any crime. The NPP on the other side, or on the other hand, are making it look like said the Chief Justice is guilty of a crime. As we speak, no crime has been committed by the Chief Justice. As far as this process is known, the Chief Justice of the Republic of Ghana, Madam Tokonu, Emrebia ni Ghana actually say we di bone. I was say yetina Ghana kasa we di bone or ye kromfo. Ya establish Emrebia. Bibia ni wa ya establish sebio se obi ohene sebio manisi sumina so obi a chiame na owo edien menhia na abayo bi baba kasa oh nana otumfo wo chiame we ordinance kekame na otumfo tenase na ono ahwe eye gidi a owo wo chiame nim se na chiame na aconduct no ho na ohwe chiame ne dwumadi a wadi a otumfo se tutuntumi sori nka se o chiame we metu ne to otumfo ntumi sori nka se because abayo an beka se me chiame de nsa kekame nti no mompam no nkobo no otumfo se tutu be frem penifo mo ahemfie na o madwene asem no ho omu wiom beka se okay nana chiame abayo na asem na wa beka no sebio ye ntumi ntina ase hu se enokura na nye nokure sebio akweside eba so obi be hu se ugina me nkyɛn na okutapoma na me kasa na wo kyekire mu a because asem no yen kan to ase hu se wo ye anasa wanye no nana chiame we de esrew anka ma nipa na odi wachi ye ochiame ketwa no onu mom enkasa sene ebe ya yetumi eka asem no ma ni kosi emupi ni ehu se wo son a obetumi abedi uchiame. That is exactly what is playing out here. Enti nana chiame no obi nka se asem na abayo no kato no so no waye ana onyeye na otufo se tutu pese obi betena bedwom aka se na ohene kase we na ochiame ya de asamato no so a yehu se odifo ana odibem no otufo se tutu enema ochiame we gina de ti enti otufo se tutu beka se nana chiame mesrawo wo de tena fie man chiame nketwa ba ko ne menko na asem no ye ba ne ye kan ye tu ase hwehwem wie na se ohuson a akweside eba no na wa bedi udrabre why na aka se ochiame ne di bone. And this is basically what is playing out in the CJ matter. As we sit here, I cannot say Madam Tokono has committed a crime. When the Betman establishes a committed crime, what the Council of State establishing is say, yeah, they are same to CJ so. Omudomu is say, Sama, I was here domusko. Na ye be a day, ye be in Shishemu, in Tinkebeya, Anka Chief Justice, no, Sebio, Mr. President. Dia ye wuni die ye be ye nka Chief Justice na anka ontwe no kakra na ye nhwehwe nsem num ye kohwehwem na se ne ho son a onsan be the Chief Justice. That is the issue here. Ye kuni pa Ghana why na ye this kan wo ni minimum. This is basic. This is the most easiest thing any simple reasonable intelligent Ghanaian onjimi e also tiasie enti adena bruhaha Adentina minority kasa sa obi apam Chief Justice obi politics John Mahama or motive be why is any obi onim nyansa onjimi no why would we conclude because say MPP conclude this Mahama apam Chief Justice then it means say they know say the Chief Justice at the end of the day will be guilty of a crime. Me I cannot pronounce that the Chief Justice is guilty because no investigation has been conducted. But John Mahama himself Chief Justice in a position or no a very sensitive position. A position it will be so bad for people to be pointing fingers at her when she has not been cleared of an allegation. John Mahama believes say, or no Chief Justice no hono, the position in your position be a what it will be very unfair. Say John Mahama, I'm a Chief Justice at Tinaho, na investigations because so, na Chief Justice at the court, DSM, na majority of the people in court, no, in their head, no, they think the Chief Justice has committed a crime that has not been investigated. It's John Mahama as the president, you know, the advice he's giving the Chief Justice is to protect your integrity and protect the office you are. No, step aside. Let somebody who can also take over from you sit in when investigations, you know, say investigations in India, Madam Tokonu, you can come back and occupy your seat. Who in Ghana have said Chief Justice has committed a crime? Why not? What Ghana and the said the Chief Justice has committed a crime. And they said, Unibibi. So when we say MPP for the year the day, and the Matisse journalist for be minorities no Ekasa. MPP for one Ekase, John Mahama Time Chief Justice. Why? How? Then John Mahama Time Chief Justice. Now, dear you say, you expect journalists. You expect Nipebia. Now, the question I want to ask and say, is Madam Tokonu Osono Maame above the law in Ghana? Who is above the law in Ghana? Madam Tokonu's position is a political position. She was appointed by a politician. Whether you like it or not, the position she's filling is a political position. And at the end of the day, it is only a politician who has the right to open investigations into Madam Tokonu or whoever occupies that CJ position. So at this point, the question here is, Madam Tokonu, is she above the law? Because we are talking about the three arms of government. There is the judiciary, which is led by Madam Tokonu, the legislature, led by ADA, Alban Bagbin, and the executive, led by the President of the Republic, John Mahama. Now the question here is, all these people are mentioned, are they above the law? When a petition is brought against them, are they so above the law that they cannot be questioned? No. It does not matter who you are. The President of the Republic can be impeached. So if the President can be impeached, why can't we basically look into an allegation or allegations or a petition that has been brought against the Chief Justice? Unless you are trying to make it look like, say, the Chief Justice who is being questioned, the Chief Justice who is being helped by the President by protecting her integrity, unless who was some political idea be a person will say Ghana for Agye. Now matter say MPP for kaka. Nana B afenyo marking. MPP for the opportunity be at na TV so I mu Chief Justice ne dia say MPP ba power. Yes we me see. And you see, this needs to go into the head of the NPP. Mobile power. Whoever is the Chief Justice, mopamono. The law is the law. Me akwamiti. If the next Chief Justice to replace or the person to act, say, Madam Way, you are suspended, whoever is going to act, Mr. Bafuboni, if he also goes against the law and a petition has to be raised against him, why don't we have to support it? It is a MPP for you say, Mokache Ghana for say, ye Madam Tokonu or ye MPP ni, ye penasem, ekufa na dreba enti, modia monchain, power sesa, yes, you be change whoever is there, as far as you have grounds. As far as the person has committed a crime, as far as the process is being followed, I have no problem. It may be somewhere MPP for go around the country and tell Ghana for say, Mosumunya to me, I'm a Chief Justice. Monfanya campaign message. I want you to do that. Maybe say, how Ghanaians will accept that message. Maybe say, MPP for go to market, go to Ghanaians and tell Ghana for say, and the process now costs no more tiasie. My dream no moon say John Mahama na pese oyi Chief Justice no into musumu we need power mu be Chief Justice bi amabeto no mon fa side no campaign message na mon share say Ghana for will buy it, and I want you people to use that as your message. Nobody is going to pamper anybody. So over power 2028 2042 2078 now be change Chief Justice. As far as it's built on solid grounds, why should anybody contest you? Because from what I am seeing, the President has not gone against the law. He is still working within the law. The President has not basically been biased towards the Chief Justice. In fact, the Chief Justice demanded for only 7 days. The President of the Republic gave the Chief Justice 10 days. Now, when Charlotte Osei was being, when a petition was sent to the President to basically look into Charlotte Osei and possibly make sure he follows due process. What did we say in Ghana? Now do you know, say, a position like the EC boss in Ghana is not a small position. Time the petition, Ekoma Ekufuadwa or deny Charlotte Osei access to the petition. At that point, it was the first time anything like that had happened in Ghana. Time I had petition come Kufuor na EBS say your petition president say yenhwehwe eye EC boss in Semuda. Kufuor did not give Charlotte say the opportunity to even look at what is in the petition. But you people did not see anything wrong. Say our democracy is going to go into the ditch. The EC boss, she is in charge of our elections. That was the first time in the history of Ghana Obia petitioned the president to look into the conduct of the EC boss. Yanti Kromha. The first time in the history of Ghana, Bawomiani Kufuor and the Ghana election court did our democracy collapse. In fact, the argument people made then was that Nana Addo Dankwa Kufuor going to court in 2012 was a good sign. It was going to basically enrich our democratic dispensation. We had not seen that in our history before. Nobody had taken an election to court. But when Kufuor and Bawumia entered court in 2012, in the Supreme Court, majority of you people today, criticizing today, people petitioning against the Chief Justice, you said that was good for our day, that was good for our democracy, and that we needed to test our democracy. That was the first time in our history. Did this country collapse? Did somebody say because an opposition party had taken a party to court, it was going to destroy our democracy, and we were never going to have a diligent or a better election again? Mukache said 2012 elections the court and then etimi hold the democracy, hold the elections, and then I may make it good changes to our electoral process. Ever seen there? Is it not that whether or not the words used? Into a day and the day, Madam Tokonu, in the history of our republic, petition has been brought to the president. Now we'll follow due process. A day and the day, say due process now president they follow. It is the beginning of the end of our democracy. This was for our power now. 17 people petitioned Kufuor. 17. Petition the first day didn't come. It was a vague document, but the presidency accepted it. It was later the presidency realized, say, petition Abeka president inside. Omo amoya petition secret didn't come. And the president can say, Omo mucho paper Tony Bremeno, Omo form din samra. How foolish can we be? We soaked this. Radio, TV, so say that was the beginning of a skewed process. How can you write a petition to the president without any name, but the president actually accepted and gave you receipts? How can the presidency accept a petition without name, without date, and give you receipt and say, yes, I'm going to give it to the president? How? But in this, 17 people petitioning the president without name and dates, without information, the president said he has accepted it and he was going to take action. It was later, and a NIPA 17 lawyers say, oh, if you are see any asimesi, and say, oh, we're going to buy that petition against Charlotte say was written at the Jubilee House and the Kufuor. After the seriousness of our hypocrisy, and Kofunom radio, TV, so trying to make you think, say, they are the ones with all the knowledge. Now we are exposing their stupid hypocrisy. The president of the republic from day one received this document, knew the people who wrote the document, never hid it, gave it to the Council of State, and even gave it to the Chief Justice. Still, you people are sitting there telling us, and all these things happening, no? Radio, journalists, so-called journalists, they were on radio. They were there. They were part of the conversation. They knew say, a petition had been given to Kufuor. Kufuor did not give it to Charlotte Osei to look at it. Kufuor went ahead to execute whatever he wanted to execute. Kufuor worked against the constitution. All these so-called journalists in Ghana were on radio. They read everything. They knew the petition that went to Kufuor against Charlotte Osei did not have names with it. But the presidency accepted the vague paper. These same people today, they have not been able to establish, say, John Mahama, the president of the republic, he has gone against the law once. No. These so-called journalists on the TV soon himself, President Edim Ranoso, Altumimpo Ama Chief Justice 10 days, Abrado Obuta 7 days. These people sitting on radio calling themselves journalists. Omunim said, President Mahama or Aya Council of State, free hand to do their job. These people know, said the president of the republic, when boom rebia so, intayede na sanko fo etu bitina radio so to speak say the actions na ye nyina ye hu process na fluid, you know. How can they sit on radio today to tell Ghana for say we are doing something that will destroy our democracy, and that what is happening, you know, a deliberate, a Jubilee House, a president, you know, then a journalist is at radio so kasa asem no. Ethiopian can will minimum. For a journalist to sit on TV or radio to make that statement, that journalist is an enemy of the state. Those are the people who cause tribal war. They cause a political war in the nation. Because what they are doing is they are putting a lot of fire where there should be no fire. They are preparing the people's mind. Say, the actions that President Netekia within his constitutional mandate, you know, they are trying to skew that process. They are trying to create an impression, say, the president is doing something bad. Whilst they know for a fact, none of them can sit on TV or on radio to tell you Ghanaians, say, President John Mahama has gone against the law. Nobody to date, no journalist to date has been able to say, President went against the law.
It is an uncanny dia.
Now you ask yourself, the point in this saying, at this point now, we should not go by the constitution to do what is right. That is his argument. Even though because of the position in T, because the moment we go by the constitution, and I dem rani ejuma na yedibedi nipa sebio yanyanka say yi omuso mundi enim. The moment we do that, we are doing politics. You see his level of thinking. I say na fono. Na adwene no inso aginimu say na fono. So from his argument, you know, right now, no, if we use the constitution, President Gina constitution, so na odidi juma, it is not right. Enti sesiano, I will say NDC for tiasie, mo ye MPP, ye Chief Justice, must suspend no. Enti musumu fra bem na me enko for ba, ye di into mine be bo. You see their level of thinking, the sense of entitlement. You see, the sense of entitlement amongst these stupid fools, and then a problem. You are a journalist. Your job is let Ghanaians know. Because at the end of the day, your opinion and my opinion, the constitution's fact in the end to me, Sano. You might have your opinion because of your political or tribal affiliation. I might have my opinion because of my political or tribal affiliation or religious affiliation. But the constitution, what it says is constant. It does not change. What has the president done today that we, because and constitution a petition by Mahama Horo and called petition and one consult to be able to take a decision and can pray Kuba with Baba say, ha, and then the moment President Makofaba or Nimrana so Mahama nya petition, one fan Chirobia, or then a share them and will take a decision. The president is following the constitution, he's working within his constitutional mandate, and also. Balu will better say, I will be somewhere almost the constitution. So what should we do? All that they are trying to do, they say, and then I'm going to say, you're party. Massa, so be any munko for we. Now this is the first time we say, which political party communicators are these? Because this, what they are doing there, there's nothing about being a journalist who is being neutrally intelligent to look at the issues. Because what Juman is saying, Balloon, where Juman say, Asemna Bedahono, Asemno, Emra Eshe Ghana, constitutional Eshe Ghana, no, ye di Samrano so. Because who balloon ya would say Asempa, only me. So be Bora a Asempa Sisia. Nasa Nipano S or your police ni, was so pa at the Woka. Obega Chedipana say, Ghana Mracha said warrant, and I'm a boy. Now, so police in the warrant, sorry, not a show. Now, sad woka. Over the police in Sibia Yatin Mukano, Sebio or Frafreni into our idea be or Tanya Santinito or Chimako. Now you forget about a warrant, that gives the police, that allows the police, to arrest you, you ignore the warrant, Now you are going to look at police, your friend was saying, Atinga, hey, we are turning to now, what's on the passana. That is what these balloons are doing. Now you cannot apply the constitution because the constitution at this point is what the government is applying. Sabai Sisa in 8 years. Now so be a commissioner, or be a CEO, or be a Supreme Court judge. Now the constitution finding the panel said, why Bonia? Why should it we apply it? Why should I sit here and have a problem with that balloon? The issue here is, if you have accepted that the president did not go against the constitution, he actually acted in his capacity as a president and also in the mandate constitution manner. If you admit that the president has done it, why are you now forcing people to say he has committed a crime? You see, the issue with this both fruit for say, when they sit on radio, Obi or one of the most diabolic journalists in Ghana. Ope Christonia or yet true for Obi. Kwasi ampenyi san ope MPIO. Na me si sanko fo yeti krom ha. Se mo benya MPI. Mo be parliament. E che twa ye neti. I swear to God. Demonic diabolic old men to someone kokora to someone. Obi manyini chen o. I am older than Obi. Yeah. But me when I feel say I'm still young. When mo adwene bone ni jimi. Any politics na you say Obi me I am older than Obi. You have no idea. But me ni Obi jina we say me wo fa no. These are people every single day they sit on radio. Now me Jane say, omunya opportunity to speak, you know, and come on back say, John Dramani Mahama the president will book Ghana Mraso and the wire the. But they could not say that. And in the first place, I want to ask Bofruit on the Adrimbone say, do you know what is in the petition? Bofruit, do you know what is in the petition? No. When the Council of State Echo Shire and Nipa over 31, Chief Justice, are you stupid? What makes you people think so TV so Eka Ghana amanyosem? Do you know what is in the petition? It is a petition ba na Eka say Chief Justice Traobitia. What are you going to say? Petition ba na Eka Chief Justice Edi Boni way with evidence. What are you dirty idiot stinking boxers going to say? Because you don't know what's in the petition. The Council of State, when they looked at the petition, and I don't think every single member of the Council of State is against the Chief Justice. So the issue here is everything that we are seeing is based on what is in the petition. Now, do you know what is in the petition? No. Have you been able to make a comment that there's this in the petition that does not have the grounds? And I say, any grounds or say the Chief Justice, do you have? No. Has the president gone against the law? No. So what is making you, this Bofrot entity, sit there to speak stupidly? Because politics are full. Journalism has become cheap. Mo Jimmy, mo na mo say Ghana no. Mo ni mo nyansa. Now the issue is simple. Saban is 4 years, 8 years. Na so obi and conducting whether Chief Justice, whether the President, whether the CEO, whatever, and we get to know say nipa and conducting ye and anything yashemra. Motia sempa mo monsa wo ma obati no. Sembra di mu ebe yumadi. Senia eya abrantia no host show yi, mo fa kwan so kun na mo betena ho edidi ma we yi ase no. Se be chimo a de ekọ evidence ni be hu se mo nyina mo nsa wo mu a we will make sure say kabawo no wu ye no mo nyina no mo bedam. As far as any evidence, we cannot sit here and say you are murderers. No. We cannot say that. On basis ben amujina so amoka che Ghana for say I and at the end no obiara the president beko enti no the omo ye no e plan that and he used a stupid statement. We are practicing a dysfunctional democracy. Kwasia what you say? You the same person sitting there and telling us the president has followed due process. And you are stupidly saying in your next language, say, we are practicing a dysfunctional democracy. Do you know what dysfunctional democracy is? Dysfunctional democracy is when you're small dick. You cannot see it because your tummy is big. That is dysfunctional democracy. When your small dick hanging beneath your belly, when you bend down, you cannot see it. We call it dysfunctional democracy because they cannot coordinate. Jimmy, and you people sit on TV, radio so, and you are the people polluting the system. I thought you had solid evidence against the president, his actions. I thought you had solid evidence and what petition you can base your facts on. So basically what you are doing, only question penny, be and a stray dog be on in New York, and then you are the same. You are like a stray dog walking on the streets of Bronx. A stray dog with a dirty stinking mouth. With a mouth like Yania Gunenum. Like you are like a stray dog who does not have an address. You have no basis. You have no facts. You have nothing to base your statement on. Into the second down for. Because when you walk around and you speak anyhow without basis of fact, what is second down for? What are your evidence? Before I insult the Kufuor, I show you basis. Before I go after Chairman Wontumi, I show you the fact. I just don't sit here and say Chairman Wontumi Jimmy. It will make me Jimmy because my evidence and show. The moment I come sit here without showing facts, the reason why I'm insulting somebody, then at that point, you are a dog. You are a stray dog. You are basically a dog with rabies. Jimmy. And you just sit and you speak because you be my cartoon. You are the people, eh? If the young people want to rise up, they need to rise up against people like you. What is dysfunctional democracy? Do you know what dysfunctional democracy is? We had a president under Kufuor, 17 petitioners, not only Obia address, only Obia ding, only Obia phone number, but he still accepted a vague paper. Jimmy, that wasn't dysfunctional to you? That wasn't dysfunctional to you? We had a president who basically decided not to give a petition to a sitting EC boss. That wasn't dysfunctional. Kwasia forma. Muhu fin in Krasifo Modrun crying. A year that remember Pian crying. A Jimmy for Monumu Kankai, Ottawa, Uhun Fifresa or Pro. Tell the people the truth. O party call off power in today. What are your MPP ni Muko position in today? We are looking at the democracy. We are looking at the facts. What does the fact say? I told you as a journalist, and as a Muslim, you will use the facts. The facts are clear. Did the president go against the law? No. Who in Ghana today can tell me John Mahama went against the law? Nobody. Then there's nothing wrong. Let me tell you, what you think about this process is your problem. But the fact still remains. The fact still remains to say the constitution, the rules of the game were applied. That's all. Your opinion is your opinion. How you feel about Ghana is your opinion. But the Ghana national anthem, it is Ghana's national anthem. Whether you like the words or not, it does not change the anthem. Until you prove to me, say, the words you are speaking are not the right words. But as we speak today, none of you guys can prove to me, say, John Mahama has gone against the law. Your opinion, you have your right. Eh? Look at this. These people. Suspension of Chief Justice is the brazen judicial coup. It's your opinion. Yes, minority say, Chief Justice is suspended. It is a coup. Your opinion. It will not change anything. Do they have the facts to say the suspension is illegal? No. So far, the minority, the silly, stupid piglet minority, have not been able to provide any evidence or any fact to show, say, the suspension is not in the right order. It is an opinion. It will not change the facts. So you can scream. You can put out all the threats. Say, nobody fucking cares. As far as the law is there, you work within the law. I don't care. Because there is a reason why we put that law together. That law now, Baumia, any Kufuor, abuse, John Mahama has stayed within the law. Because Sankamu said John Mahama Bumbraba Kosoa and Kamun Kwasiafu in Kamabeka. But because you don't have anything, now you are using your opinion to decide what the facts should be. Your opinion cannot decide the fact. The facts are the facts. So how you feel as a minority or how you feel as an MPP or a journalist does not change the fact. The fact is constant. The fact of the case is still constant. Whether the minority shit on themselves, they vomit, they scream, they charge and slaughter themselves. The fact is that the president has followed due process. And the Council of State have come up. They said they have established a prima facie case. The president says that it is in good faith the Chief Justice suspends or step aside for the process to go on. That's all. It does not matter who you are, how you feel, what you think. Why do you know? Saudi say are you politically motivated? That it is your opinion. Me say so U.S. Embassy. Now say visa. Whatever you say to the person sitting there, you don't decide for the person. The person sitting there or rules or the ejuma. And it's also American Embassy so visa. People that didn't know who question obusao. Where are you going? I'm going to Dallas. Okay, you are going to where? Texas. Yeah, I'm going to Chicago. Fine. Who are you staying with? Bibi da nim. So one man is information now. Your opinion will stick with you. How you feel about the person in the glass and fan home. Whether somebody in a table team so a bruni kwasiampe, he does not care. Whether Obakacha said the crew mukra fan kwasiamfe on the president, no, he does not care. He is sticking to the facts. And they're done him no. So when Tumaman sa answers no here now, he's not going to issue you the visa. It is not about how you feel. Nobody cares about how you people feel. As far as we know, no law has been broken. As far as we know in this country, Emrabia ni ayebuso na yenti krom ha. Ena nkwasi afobotiti radio so mekufuado. Gofredame ede opuni Jachi kwesi kojina court say 24 hours ye ba be Jachi kwe na munti krom ha. Did you say that even though the Attorney General has the right to prosecute Jachi question, the rate at which he's moving the case, it is against, mentally, he has some political motive behind it. What can I say? That be anything clear. Yet, and a forcing, Eko Jina Court can say, Setekpe, and the man instruction, man signed document. Even though the Attorney General has the right to prosecute and investigate and take the whole thing to court to make sure the way the bonnet also actually to know. Attorney General Kojina Court wana yenye who say he is speaking to these people behind the scenes in a judge's house. Did you people have a problem with it? You didn't have any problem, right? It wasn't anything bad. You wanted us to continue with this. How you feel and what you think does not determine how the facts should work. You can have your own opinions. You people can write all the articles on Facebook. You can sit on TV and speak as if say Munimunyansa che will be a Ghana neighbor shit, Ghana and shit. Ghana democracy be say, Ghana democracy and say, Ghana Bibia be say, Bibia and say, ya de mrane ye juma ye jinem. How you feel is how you feel. We don't care how you feel. What I care about is that the president does not go against the constitution. And as far as I know, President John Mahama had not or did not go against the constitution. So what is my problem? What is my problem? Because the problem I want to say president in boom so president in boom so into you as a journalist. So when you communicate to a political party be and now you are affiliated to a political party, how the party thinks, does it affect the facts? Oh, no, my imagine that. Oh, you will see the next person is the EC boss. The question here is, has the EC boss committed a crime? If she has not conducted herself well, I will support her to be removed. How you feel does not change the fact. Sibia ya chikromfo amusi yenjeli no. Sibia ya chi atai ya kase yenjeli no. Sibia ya chi obi obokro no ai ya kase yemfa no kokko de yenjeli na ye nyina ya kase yes ya bese chichire man no yenyi illegal minus in free ho obi obokro no ya nchire no. The same way the Charlotte say e commit crime na we hu boni wo ho a adentina James commit crime a ye twe na so obeka se ani say ye mabodam me say unless say James commit a crime, but so a commit crime we will work within the constitution to make sure say constitution the chire say ye Jane Mensa on chain Ghana mrao yeti kroma na tam soldier for a guard Jane Mensa me ya ma me soldier wo kwase ampanya wo to so nsuo ya ma soldier. There is a reason why your man is soldier, your man a car, your man dying. There is a reason why your sika you tuan and yentua will be abuo funu na so ho na wa ye dwuma bi na wa anya dwuma ni ye a we are telling us we don't have the right to sack her. Moya mwa who is above the law in Ghana? If tomorrow somebody establishes a case against J Mensa, the law needs to be applied. It does not matter who you are, how you feel. How you feel is your problem. It is the fact you are looking at. Me say the fact is constant. It does not change. And we are not going to move away from the fact. MPP lawyer we not at news file. Miami way me kebi bi abrocha and come imagine a license because I am very sure say license be ekuta be legitimate. I am very sure because some of her pronouncements, I think say ebi a we gide good tiri so no he it na wo mu na aye na kodi tirim. Obetna news file. Assembly na Miami way kan or say the Chief Justice should not be taken through this process. Who should be taken through the process? Ti asema obi oso akosua mbra. Mr. P, Mr. S, take care of the pages. Ti asemia obi oso akotena law school. Wosua mbra. onim nyansa ti asem ya oka the chief justice because chief justice said the nufu ye 9 madam tokono the to eye 9 sebio ne nan kokromoti eye nson the chief justice should not go through this process. It's in our law as theory, but it shouldn't be practiced. Where a lawyer or say chief justice no initiate the first idea we mu emom Ghana running the woman say bibi saba or say hwehwem na emom aye chief justice nti eni say di hudwuma we or say achiri ko gina second ye dwa no ho nyina na nkwara hwe ne ba bibia ne ba tua so your ba ampa in theory or say in theory the law is supposed to be applied, but practically, it is our law. Or say, yamre mu ne de ewom say chief justice di bonia or say hwehwem. Na emom eni say sebio ye tu one among where ye lawyer. I say the chief justice should not be taken through this process. It's in our law as theory, but it shouldn't be practiced. Enti obeso kire say sam bra na da ho de da ho keke, but meme ye tu one among adentra chief justice de enisi ade ne fam na me papa kwa me ando na aida na ando ono ne emfa ne fam wo ya boa me mama ekuya monica ono ne entam ne mfa ne mfa mram na kwasi ampanyi wo de mra diwa ye mfa mra ne ye nya ne say theory inti some of the laws should apply as theory and some should apply as practical mon kwasi afo na mutiti tv so ye di motema ye se ye di panyina atem san kwasi afo na kosuan kwasi law bi ya kasi ye scrutinize o ma no mu dwane no ma kwahye panyina echi washa wegi said ya opepa eye Mozambique nkoto ho abetena tv so keka nkwase asem say the chief justice should not go through this o wegi say raccoon o wegi say raccoon maame chief justice should not go through. Who should go through? Why is the chief justice above the law? So you want us to sit in Ghana, not chief justice in Tinaho? With all due respect, chief justice bimra na on chani pakon na on poison obi na on disika nianka say it is in our law theoretically in theory, but practically no we cannot apply the law adentra or a chief justice adan enufu enum mo bodam. We are not going to be selective about the law. Wig said the people to home Mozambique some question for TV so that I'm Ghana ho because we are so weak-minded. Obiaba no kuta title. Obiaba kuta title. When you ya sokodia, what be tracking kan kwasa sama soro ko adentia me MPP ni ma min defend adia eye bone. Now your MPP ni ayakwasea. O ya MPP ni ayakwasea. Into what joy news wo eye program. Na obi wura ka say wo ya kromfo. Obeji atum so ya kromfo. Ote joy news wo na wo ya program no. Na obi abo wura say ah o ma me we ya jantre ni pa. Wo kofo obi kunu. Na obetena o sa am ya to so. You want the law to work. Because I'm a lawyer, I know the law, and the law has to work. Now they do chief justice, so I say we should be very selective about the law. Oh, but damn. Oh, we said Obepanko Tohu Mozambique. Moju say Jimmy Yehumo so lawyers da. Kwasi abrofobia akaka kama pantaimu and amokeka and a Jimmy nti. Yo bia organ or a lawyer. A fool like Samson enemy, the num kan. You think of free mobile na yire do bin chamber 2 years Samson enemy. And ya Ghana ni Jimmy na Jimmy say Samson enemy Saturday better TV so ebo bonanim toto busa questions. No about journalist of the year. Ye kwasi afo. Ghana Journalist Association President Rowe ne fuse nanka we hu de omde ye media general for na sa Ghana Journalist Association akwana ne fuse de onom nsama Guinness for Mozambique no mumu say the press conference no nya na kwasiafo na mde didi nkofo ni mo Ghana ye kan bani ma Jimmy for we me say GJ President Rowe kwasiato sa no no sifrika ma na ebie ne pono en kwasiasam nko na wo de tikuro nim ye kan bani ma na mbu ofu he gan kwasiasam. Look at this. No, this is not even what I'm looking for. Besides, I don't even want to go there. Besides, I don't want to go there. I was going to go somewhere, but I'm not going to do it. Now, I want to tell you something. We are Ghana Nina Oshemia. Emra Eye Jumo Ghana. This issue we are talking about, President has suspended CJ because Emrano Eman Hokwaino. Also, TSA said nobody is above the law, even the president himself. the president no na onim say or above the law anka onko through the process. This should be a lesson to every Ghanaian. See a person Ghana we jina na so a Chief Justice case we should send a strong signal and message to all of us. Say omana ye timuno emra ye adwuma. The moment we allow the Chief Justice to skip or to basically jump this hurdle without going through the process, then it means that Ghana Mrano, we are being selective where to apply and who to apply it on. And that will be the beginning of our end as a nation. Oman hine kobna santimo no MPP wap mumusa oman hine kobna sante say legs na otwini wana tomano. Mumusa oman hine kobna sante say sa white legs na otwini wana tomano. Ono ay asempa na otini pay say. Me say mumusa na say oman hine kobna sante me wodi video oje bribe. Kobna sante oman hine kobna sante. Eyi Ekufu Adoba eye de Jankroma ambulance case no monka yesem se me word bribe me won this video or bribe on mu producer no Dominic Osodian no o se o me be ma o meka se me boa mumusa ne se ne Lexus na otwi no wan toma no kwasiafo mutena Ghana na my say Ghana ne ete no obia nim nyansa me se asempa yetua o kasen Lexus na otwi na register 2025 wan toma no who ya bribe G4 to say no credibility. Mudi radio so na nkwasi asem, selective justice, selective journalism. Mo peke the favor mo nkwasi tribe na mo party no. The favor Gabi, the favor Kennedy Japan, the favor MPP no and no ne kan wasem. Na sa ne de chichire man. Is that how we build a nation? Huh? Who am I in one na Agye bribe? Me see ambulance case no, Jankroma ambulance case no. I have a video of you taking bribe. Only sir Dominic said, "Oh, producer no. Mummy na mokoji. I have you on tape. Yeah, dede. Lexus na uchini wana kofa brown. Kwasiafo ye can say right now journalism has become sabotaging people and blackmailing. A read to say blackmailing wine. Cromfo a read to say upe ya saying Lexus now trying to chairman man sika the toy. You 47 in Ghana. You are working. They be almost sorry. Obi ye juma obi. Na mumu ye juma wine. Omayene, uye adwuma ma hwan, uye adwuma ma hwan. E wi te se wo comfort te se wo. Me se bra better radio so ka se me boa. Me se wo ne Dominic Oat. Our producer friend is saying Dominic Oat say omu mienu no mko gisa sika no. Me se wo pa be ye mema sam wo radio so. E wi te se wo motete Ghana nkwasi asam. Kwasi asam ye protect mo kakra. Mo gisi ye jimi. Mo di asempa na to na nkwasi afo mo di wie sika. Mo di gigi bribe. Monim de anim me se wo de opa dem ne enhwe organa kronim kromfo te se wo mo betenatere wan nkwasi asem nko a na mo dada Ghana fo adan a mo party free power me se ambulance case na ba na Jankroma ambulance scandal no sika se na akwaje ye Niger ni sika se na aje won ho Kwabena Sante o chena betena TV so ka se Kevin Taylor boa Niger ni sika se na aje won ho ewi te se wo woni sa mo producer no omo ko gisika no masoma producer no akọ sa nkwasiafo mi ensan de omo ya no besides get me their pictures mo ewifo te samo mo ewifo mo hu fin ya de o Ghana na mo tetetete politics journalism echi da nkofo me ma assignment me so kira betra TV so na ka se Kevin Taylor boa Who Kwabena Sante be ka Ghana asem o se de ejoma ha ma eden adwene bi se ne tirim e wi te se wo betuma be ka eye Jankroma ambulance wa asem wo TV so me se Niger ni no sika se no de ma wo e wi te se wo mo ye ka se ye ka mo asem ne ye boma power ka mo makura ntumi nko school mo yire no ntumi mpie Kwabena Sante ye ka se ye boma power mo yire no mo manti ena na sonta ye consider mo e wi 40 samo me say o Lexus now team no u pay a sen when the tomao o Lexus now team na ya buy Lexus when the tomao hasi avo yi se enim mo ba ne ama musika na mo de akọ dealership ma kwaje mo ji se enim e wi 40 samo you people should shut up me my bother mo I am crazy but until so be coming until so be wa ju so dum nyansa me I am crazy and the MPP they know Mo betuma ka de mo pese mo kafa me hu bia, I don't care. Say me ye tua me car, wo so hwan na tua wo car. Mo ana mo TV so, and Kevin Taylor, and I wait tua ne kan. Say tua me car, wo hwan na tua wo car. Come and tell us who pays you. Boga, wada deep. Wada deep. Ye ka bibia onte. Nana do danko kufuado. Wada. Oda se first gear. We na ye ton. Ya tena de wo hu 8 years yanka bibia. Mo satiti radio so ka kire said yen. An John Mahama ye say. John Mahama me say 42 years. 42 years you people will stay in opposition until I decide. Ana me kan na mo sere hu. MPP for the deep down for omunim de America. 42 years you be in opposition. Omo mu lead the MPP pa no. Ah omunim de America no. They know. And they know the kind of person me ye. You will stay in opposition for 42 years. Muni option dia. We know you people. The Chief Justice on committee crime bia. The president is saying say the Council of State I establish it prima facie case against her. She should just step aside. Na sebio investigations in Nkoso. Obi anyone who petition. As I sit here, I don't know what's in the petition. You don't know what is the petition. Let's allow the investigations to begin. Let's allow them to establish a ground, sir. CJ. Nobody in Ghana should try. Nobody in Ghana. So what the bonnet? So no one is above the law. If it is the EC boss who is next, bossman who is next, say to me establish a case against them, so they have to be fired. Say NPP got power in 42 years, sir. They can sack everybody. I don't care. As far as they are working within the law. Any problem. It I want Ghanaians to understand. And Madam Tokonu, the president, to me, constitution, the man say Unjinan Chain. The senior most judge, Mr. Bafuboni. Ono and as we speak, Ono na take over as the CJ of Ghana. Mr. Bafuboni, J.A. Kufuor, the Deba Supreme Court, or your MPP ni mapa. So what is your problem, MPP for? J.J. Rawlings, I didn't call the High Court. And J.A. Kufuor, 2008, I didn't call the Supreme Court. This man, or your MPP ni. John Mahama Samamu MPP's Chief Justice, Ediana Mope. From the records and from the things you people are saying, then it means Mr. Bafuboni, he has to come and help your people. And I know someone pay. J.A. Kufuor de Mr. Bafuboni Eba Supreme Court, 2008. Enti enye J.J. Rawlings no mabeka say eye NDC ni, enye Tamils and enye Mahama, eye muamu MPP na de this honorable man Eba the Supreme Court. It as we speak, technically, John Mahama Samamu MPP Supreme Court Judge, Chief Justice, a dear partner mope as a political party. This man is an MPP man. Everything he would do in the court from today, or MPP ni, because a J. Kufuor and a MPP, a Supreme Court. And as we speak, Yasa Ama Ghana, another NPP Chief Justice. It's MPP for problem today. Ade ana Bafuboni so or the senior most judge Supreme Court no or no someone peno. He is acting. Now my mention on the record kakra because or your MPP ni mapa. Me pesa me hwe the MPP for me be kafa papa we hu because or your MPP ni this man. The records ni mommy reading the records kakra. Paul Bafuboni Onye. Ono assumed office 11 June 2008. Nominated by John Ejekum Kufuor, Justice of the Court of Appeal. In office 22nd November 2006 to 11th of June 2008. Nominated again by John Ejekum Kufuor, Justice of the High Court. Nominated by Jerry Rawlings. Personal details. It is a form at the Kosra. You can see, say, J.J. Rawlings and Kufuor and basically a movie in the core, top. Inti J.A. Kufuor na didn't call Efa Supreme Court 2008. 2006 and a J.J. Rawlings and then call High Court. 2008 and Papa Kufuor didn't call Supreme Court. Intuition here pa Justice Bafo Boni or your MPP judge. Are you not happy? More MPP for are you not happy? Say J.A. Kufuor judge or didn't call Supreme Court and then Mahama said or didn't take it over Supreme Court. Are you not happy? Everything is in your favor. Oman yini Kobna Sante Kromfo. This man, is he not an MPP judge? Entire den yet no kase enne de ye Osono Maame inti asam kesiesi. Ye Osono Maame ne de Osono fofraba. Into how to say. We have Justice Bafo Boni who was nominated by J.A. Kufuor. Ye Papa Kufuor that they call Supreme Court. Inti siano adentina muye dede. We have an MPP Chief Justice now. He is MPP. Because you see, Ghana, no, you say, so a judge, that's a president to be nominated automatically, or a political judge. Sign a more MPP for more. Because you see, when you go through the list from the year 2019, ABC 2024, the judges are Mako Supreme Court. Now, 2019, Nana Kufuor ordinary day, Madam Tokonu, Osono Maame, Echo Supreme Court. 2008, Ayadian, J.A. Kufuor, and Edidian, Ode, Paul, Mr. Bafo Boni, J.A. Kufuor, and the call Supreme Court. 2015, Ayadian, John Mahama, ordinary day, Gabriel Puamang, Echo Supreme Court. 2019, Papa your friend Enini Yeboah ne yere Madam Avril Lovelace Johnson. Nana Dankwa Kufuor and then the call Efa Supreme Court. In 2020, Isifu Tanku. Nana Dankwa Kufuor and then the call Supreme Court. Henrietta Joy Abra Mensa Bonsu 2020 Ekufuor and then the call Supreme Court. Emmanuel Yoni Kolendi, Mr. Timbila Ono Nana Ekufuor and then the call Supreme Court. We have somebody like Samuel Kwame Adibu Asiedu Nana Dankwa Kufuor 2022 and then the call Supreme Court. Barbara Frances Akayensu Nana Dankwa Kufuor and then the call Supreme Court. George Kingsley Kumsen 2023 Nana Kufuor and then the call Supreme Court. And next MPP parliamentary candidate Gau Nana Dankwa Kufuor 2023 and or the NS Gau Echo Supreme Court. Henry Anthony Kofi 2024 Nana Dankwa Kufuor and the Supreme Court. Yao Dakwasare 2024 Nana Kufuor and the Supreme Court. And Richard Agye Frimpong 2024 Nana Dankwa Kufuor and the Supreme Court. How many judges the Kufuor the Supreme Court? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 out of the 14 judges no Nana Dankwa Kufuor or the 12 in 80 years or Dominion Supreme Court. Out of the 14 judges, our most Supreme Court is here. Nana Kufuor you move 12 or no one appointed to the Supreme Court. And there, your Mr. Bafo Boni, J.A. Kufuor the Supreme Court, and they mope MPP Nkwasia 4. Would you say about the money because of you? We are building Ghana. We are making sure the right things are done. Makachiremo, your opinions, you can keep your opinion. You can be pissed off. You can be angry. You can free your mind. It is your opinion. The facts are constant. And the facts are what we are dealing with. The constitution is constant. Say emrano ye jinem na say constitution guide ya. They all say yeah right no. I will say yeah as a nation. So there one more Ghana is here and say and the Ghana no obia just say unimnyansa. All right, thank you, Mr. S. Now this story is very important, and it's got to do with a year Mahamudu Bawumia NPP. Yes, say party no. Dr. Bawumia and MPP leadership to embark on nationwide post-election thank you tour. MPP for almost a year committee report in a leaky. We have the report. Yakacham say report the mungu bia or system ni bia no cre. Every single statement, the statement Afenyo Markin made is the truth. Every single statement you are seeing about the NPP committee report, no, a year Michael Kwe committee, no, it is the truth. They know. That is why they are quick to come out to say the document you are seeing is a lie. They cannot publish that document because they know, say, baby, I'm not going to publish that document, you know. Sanko for a release document. We have it. We will publish every single word. But so far, whatever you are seeing on the streets, whatever you are seeing on social media, all the quotes that you are seeing, they are all in the report. Are you true? Haven't you realized one thing? Have they come out to say any contrary thing to their own reporting? No. All that they are saying is say, and no correct, because they know say in Sambia amu huni nyina no, adebi amu tini nyina amu reading no in the report no. Every quote that you are seeing, every single quote is true. Now, I'm going to bust some tactics, and I feel bad for Canada, Japan, and call for. I feel bad for them because what is happening in the MPP, right now, the MPP, I say, a tyrant be a taking hold of the party, a kufuado. On in the bush, they are crazily bent on bringing Bawumia back. Until right now, the MPP as a political party, Canada, Japan, in the group, who said, Abi, even though you're Jimmy, partner, and at the end of the day, you're position 48 years. Now, you say, Yanseniba Bediso. Now, you're sorry, and some of Mokacha and say, Mahamudu Bawumia will lose the elections, And you see, when a party is divided, nothing should tell you the party is divided. As we speak today, the MPP as a political party, Bawumia is not the leader. Let's get this right. Mahamudu Bawumia is not the leader of the NPP. After 2024 elections, the party leadership was dissolved. When I'm talking about leadership, the party campaign leadership, or the campaign, it dissolved. You need any campaign committee, you need any presidential aspirant committee. So there's nothing like Bawumia and the leadership of the NPP. No. The moment you people come out, say Bawumia the leadership of the NPP, they were technically indirectly telling Ghana for the NPP for no makade say party no for the Bawumia dia. As we speak today, the NPP Mahamudu Bawumia is not the leader. In fact, in the history of the NPP, Bawumia na sink NPP no oni candidate Japan na sink NPP no than any regime. Because when we are talking about 38%. 38% represent Bawumia. It represents Kennedy Japan. It represents Eddie Kufuado. It represents Michael Kwe. It represents the leadership, the chairman, the general secretary. The 38 represent the abysmal, corrupt, hypocritical, stupid MPP that did not listen to Ghanaians. So none of these people are clean to come to us, to talk to us about the NPP. The 38% represent the silly minority in parliament because they have still not come to that realization, say, the party has degenerated. The party has no focus. The party has no leadership. The party is a party that needs to stay in opposition for years. Yes, sorry, yeah. The NPP are telling us to say, in the history of the Republic of Ghana and in the world, remember, in the history of this republic and in the history of the world, the NPP now recorded the lowest general election results. Now, party where a party you need to go back. The problem now, Mamunya 38%. You give it to the people, give it to the party faithfuls, give it to the grassroots. Read it. Let us all come together and solve it. Almost a party for the Jimmy, party for the foolish masses. Almost in for the doors or party into a little group, a small group can read and understand. They will keep the paper. Now, more for Mukwasia for no Kennedy. Any more for Mono, more de Munkoyan Kwasia Jumane for 2 minima wine. Into Bawumia and in the NPP leadership, they are going on a thank you tour. Thank you for getting 38, or thank you for the people still being stupid to still follow them. What is the thank you about? There should be a reason for a thank you. Thank you for losing. Thank you for not accepting that you disrespected the people. Thank you for protecting their incompetence. The thank you represent you people, the Bawumia, Canada, Japan, MPP, that corrupt nepotistic party. Into this thank you, what does it mean? What they are using this thank you to do, and they say they want to indirectly use this thank you to start another campaign for Bawumia. Into they will go to the foolish MPP base. So thank you. Bawumia ba. Now the end of the day, Muhammad Bawumia na koye, ekufuade do kompremienu, and I'm premier sasono. Inti eba beda mwase, dia muye and munya den, na yambo Bawumia, Bawumia and a campaign. It is not any thank you to put the party together. They want a way for Bawumia to start campaigning. So this thank you tour is for Bawumia to start campaigning earlier than Canada, Japan. It is Bawumia to start campaigning earlier than Oseche Mensah Bonsu. It is for Bawumia to start campaigning earlier than all the people who want to compete and now contest for the flag bearership of the MPP. And Itina, Michael Kwemu said, we are not going to release the committee report because they have a strategy. They have a plan. They want to execute the plan, put Bawumia ahead of the poll, and then later come to tell the people, say, option B anyway, Yemfa Bawumia. This thank you tour is for Bawumia to start campaigning indirectly from the base. Because one, we all know Kennedy is mentally not stable. Health-wise, Kennedy is not stable. He's frail. Mahmoud Bawumia is a liar. He's not stable mentally. They know Bawumia does not have that trust. Everybody knows Bawumia is a liar. Bawumia has basically lied to Ghanaians for 8 years. He basically led Ghana into a ditch, consistently lying and believing, say, the lies he's telling it to become truth. Until they know they have no credibility bringing anybody on board. Oseche Mensah Bonsu has led the NPP in power to foolishly fool themselves. In Kwasiadio Parliament, 90% Oseche Mensah Bonsu, and half in your 10% in Akano. So when you see Bawumia going on a thank you tour, it is NPP leadership led by Kufuado and the Achim cartel who brought Bawumia to indirectly put Bawumia in front position for Bawumia to start campaigning. I don't know more. They don't know because you see, party no. This point, party ni leader bia obia or attractive, and the party na ye can no MPP na ye can no. Who in the MPP can come out and tell Ghana for say, Tomame, now Tomame a message Ghana. Why no MPP more credibility no? Are you MPP? You are the same guys we lived with in the last 4 months. And sometimes we want something to radio, TV, so, and they are trying to make it look like and you Jimmy 4 months ago. What has changed? It's just 4 months. You're MPP. Me obi nipa ba ko betuma be gina stage so maybe the MPP ni. Na sa nipa no. Okaso be flag bearer. Why no mu ba be adwuma? The same person is going to work with Wontumi. This same person is going to work with Abronye DC. Owusu Bempa Abua Papon. He's going to work with Dennis Miracle Abuaje Kromfo Dennis Abuaje youth for the sika over $4 million. Miracle Abuaje Jiskano. Miracle Abuaje close to $4 million. And no befa ni se one fam obia. And it's a report on be release because Sasika na koka Miracle Abuaje nsano. Bawumia knows about it. They know. They use that money for special things. And into the report, it has been stated in say about $4 million went through the Dennis Miracle Abuaje. He should just release a report because then Ghanaians will know who is Bawumia going to work with, who is Kennedy Japan going to work with. Akwati Tiebina Wise Bosumbina, Obrenekoto, Maritime DND, Akwebina Neso New Jersey Bina. No, then Penabi taxes was a DND, or better Ghana 18 air condition. Aqua Ashik Tibino. Kennedy one on the Bayjuma. On the wine. Uncle Fanny Padaway, why Justin Kodia, Kennedy Japan, MPP, MPCR. Why not Kennedy Kofarena Bay, you may something extraordinary? There's nothing these people can offer you. The party as a political party, no, I'll see you guno. These people have told you Ghana for say, Omati new party. I didn't know what MPP for him. Yet Tiana, I'm a founding member Bako. A yadi, Rekubro, what's his name? I'm a founding member Bako Bekacham say, party ni guno. Yati NPF National Patriotic Front into wemo what do you yading? Omangasa inside no mogu party no. And Omodada say your party be oho. Party nanka say gu. Omabekache say omogu party no, and that there is a new party. So why are we sitting here looking at these people and say MPP na wahi? Because right now, so me person me campaign my MPP. Me person me busa say dey na menya campaign mano. Which of the MPPs should I campaign for? The NPP or the NPF? Because NPP for ya na bekache say what party for friend NPF. Into why na yan hwe nanim? Why na yan campaign mano? Which party? Let's ignore these clowns. They are ignorant clowns. Now, makache Ghana for enemy nuanoma Santi for. There's something I want to tell you. Me entire Santi and I'm entire MPP. But me entire Santi niya with Jimmy. Any MPP niya with Jimmy. That is my position. Your MPP for nyansa for. Any your Santi for nyansa for. Your Santi for Jimmy for. Any your MPP Jimmy for. It depends where you put yourself.
ya awonafo ejimifo ene ya awonafo nyansafo me mixed race me half caste me papa ye mfantini ena me maame awonani so woka se awonani jimifo a me hu se me awonani jimifo ti I don't put myself in that class. So woka se awonani jimifo ni bia na se me bufu a na it means automatically I am putting myself in a class I just awonani jimini. So woka se mfantini jimifo infantifo ejimifo ni bia so what can me bufua then I am classing myself or putting myself in that category say me infantini amejimi but I don't see myself say me infantini jimifo into who di infantifo ejimifo atama I'm not worried I don't care and it's because asantifo ni bi omejimi a actually you see yourself say you are in that category and ebema wakoma aba say Kevin the didi asantifo atem because one who say we are santini nyanseni a why should we say sebio kromfo na oyem hihyew. We need to understand these things. May I have cast to udi infantifo ejimifo atama ebi ejimifo atama I don't care because me infantini nyanseni me ya hunani nyanseni awunani jimini me nya hunani jimini enti me ka say asantifo ni bi na mo ejimi no e kire wo a wajimi a asantini ne how na obi na adwene wo fia onim nyansa no he will never or she will never be angry because ohunu ho say onye jimifo hwe Brian Champon watutoma ba asantimemu dia na obeka che PZ for or say I am ready to construct Bent Edu Market. Brian Champon otna abemu 8 years on baby a odi MP no kohole ko buso mo say omo regional hospital etiseng Brian Champon ope flag bearer di o MPP mu we hu se mu dodo no bi mo asantifo no dodo na mu di MPP mu no mu dodo no mu bi mu agimi eto ofini krom abetifi se de ndien Kodi Krom go hen regional hospital. Kodi Krom ankasa ko he de wo ho. Go and see ono ne market woni Krom. But wanye Brian Champon or flag bearer ye. Omaka to the team say, "Oh, asantifo ni bi de omo jimi. All that you need to do e gele esichire konko t-shirt any promise. Fake promise." And intina Brian Champon so abedru PZ take catch asantifo ni bi say, "Me ba be see adwana mamo." Because onim say ya catch and say sa part we no omumu bi no mte se nkokoto eburo obete kokwa omu besuso enti Brian Champon oba no wasese eburo gu ne butom wasa eburo cap miensa gu ne butom oduru PZ wato eburo Brian Champon fini krom o se ono oye ready obesi PZ market no na mibu so osi market o de be rent ana se o de be che ni hotel bi na wesi na abosomdan na wesi se gu nwure mu no e kwan kura ko hotel oro nyeye sa hotel na ode sa ne contract na ewo eye tema port Brad Champon be ba kire mu ne contract ewo tema port one eye MPP for mo Jubilee House Brad Champon or contract to tema port people don't know it's in people's names Brad Champon me say our contracts our tema port our names of people. I just say me unim ne wa minim Ghana. Eti Brand Champon atutoma ba bedura santimemu. O show mo nim sa o se we mu de sebi we bi agimi. Eti ma men kan kire mo say ma ye ready say Messi PZ. Ono ne hotel na we si abusumfie na we sisi wonu kuro mu no. Ekwan na abusumfie ho no. Mumbuza say wa ye kwan no. Enso ene ko PZ obi gina ho body nsem. Ye nya be ma Kevin Taylor de we gimi. Eh. Brand Champon hu se mo agimi chan enkra. Ohumu asantifo de bi ni PZ fo de bi se mo agimi. Na nka ye de no ofiri kuro meka so be si PZ amamo. Ada ni kuro market wo ho wa ye wie. Ni kuro regional hospital we si awie. Brand Champon ni kuro problem ni wo. These are the foolish things I keep talking about. And ombe use mo ache. Omo be read mo. Omo ni say mo asantifo ni bi. De bia meka na mo bu ofu. Kevin Tan asantifo da bi. Abo a oso na ne nam so. Me say mo asantifo ni bi. Mama mo ho kwan na MPP ejimi mo. Enita de bia meka me te say wo asantini a wejimi ene eye de Cobra. Jai Cobra no omo ye 30 kura jai omo. Na mantam asantini no efiri say atantini ba ko a sebi wejimi no. O chen Cobra 50,000. Utumi ma na mo so ompe. Utumi man a more 1,500 or so on pay 100 bags of rice. I didn't try because
no mumu bi ni jimi no agidi omumu abepie omoto adane koko waja inti yenya dai mempon because who video bi on TikTok na maami bi ai yenti ase se mahama no ne Kevin Telankasa yenya sa so jibi kono a wenim fun se ebeto da betes bottle ase ene on ti de ba ase why wenim nwran se ebeto da bottle ase on ti ase enti den ena Kevin Taylor no ena mahama na nkasa na me how who use ko tena baby anjin wate se nkofo kebi waso TikTok hwa na no so hwa ha apantan se fork enkwasiasam yetumufu amonte anything about the champion to me Johnny Chrome met to me the Chrome pictures at Chiro ni Chrome Regional Hospital met to the pictures at Chiro ebe onwa sa asema mi ken Brian the champion we be odi MP no omote sa asema ebe onwa papa am say hey kobrane we free Chrome hama yedwa ya Regional Hospital si wo ema bibia say wo kwa asantefo no de na be ma Brian the champion atutom deche ya de fosoro no na Brian the champion so de namfom Dear the Bemana Tom de I hope you are Santimaka PZ for so. Are you ready to build the market? Dear the Bemana Casa, a tray of who or more Jim with him so much Jimmy. Me say, a dear the Bemana brand the champ with free chrome, Asha long sleeves, deche, Abba Santimaka PZ. Akasa, are you ready to build the market? Dear Tina Manicasa. When he looks around and looks at your faces, or show me him, no show around now. Ohun se mudu do no moji me mama party adokromo ejesi ano opese obe flag bearer of NPP enti tuebro eno abegina eye PZ blue light no tuebro ena mugu ase na mososo kuko ombe ya musa for a long time because NPP no ana MPF no enyamba power no ebeche NPF ebeche rough the new patriotic front until somebody change your logo no, for another 35 to 42 years. This is the reality. Now, Mamin Chawa David, you will say people the mindful. Look at this. NPP for lawyer paying the back womb. What to do to or say the NPP is much stronger in opposition than maybe when we are in political power. So I'm a former here. PZ for where your friend of Frank Davis, on a MPP lawyer. Some court here that the women and the court MPP lawyers nominee. What is more can PZ for Muti or say, Yanni MPP for Adiana Gazodo need to form your opposition and your one for so, you have power. I say, moi. Brofwa, we smoke away catch up with TV so no. The name rough from the Nimunten time. The Nimunten time. Or TV so catch them will say. Or MPP ni or MPP lawyer penny or can you miss no crack catch them 38.2 for say or see any MPP ni dear obianim your opposition there yet to me boy you may free say yet to me a de ma ban ye juma no de also ye near the to me share and some near than in train as some will be an anokai no what ya santime mu di matem omo mu di mo party de ma omo nyesika no omo can be a woman party mu no omo say opposition e ye mamo also to one me kontokwa otu ma obuofu nipa na odi wanimu na wo say party we beba power 2028 no nipa ne ka kira wo say party na wutim no ni position ankasa your position every some opposition na musue nyansa amunimu nyansa na power ankasa de anytime I did to me be shemu say no matter nka etia enti ano no ya me problem Frank Davis na eka eni tire de bia no me hu say mrantie ne beba wo bi tete TikTok Facebook ye dede ena mahama ye say and ena mu say nti yanya den lecture wa bomb ya say no ye so people as I'm telling you so you know so you know that when the consequences of the electronic emphasis lecture bi wa bomb ya de bia no ye say ai nti say anu mwanka say yanya den ah esi an mo ye de na mo TikTok esu ye tietie mu na MPP no yanya den mo party mpenifo se opposition e yema mo ho na mo gimi ye ye de tumi hye mo so na mada ni nketia enti yanya den yentam tumi ma mo mo party mpenifo se mo gimi in power Now, Omo Mudi when you catch us and with Jimmy. A dan to me sorry, Cassie, to me, Mao. Oh, my miss away Jimmy. I didn't mean time to me, Mao. Oh, if I would do it, Nima, or do Basku, Wakacha headmaster and Sammy Bawi, or Jimmy for. I didn't mean my baby in Tana school. Because all of our do free by the castle with Jimmy. Way Air Frank Davis. Yanya Dane, lecture be our bomb, officer, lecture hauler. So, as you see, the NPF, the NPP, which is now NPF, the party was actually formed at Menchia. So when you look at the tribal background of the you mean na amangwa of the wabon obwa or some of the sort of so into yanya dang yanya dang they say almost yanya dang. This is the reality, and nothing is going to change it. Mina our time, it will not change MPP the way they work. And there's something I need to say here. Majority of the people who don't like this platform, MPP for me, share me among per platform, you not liking my platform, no, it will not change the way NPP does its things. It will not change the perception Ghanaians have about the NPP. You not liking me, no, it will not make that anger now, what they say Ghana for no, it will not let it disappear overnight. Muna na you don't like my platform, no. Sa DDEP teacher for affect you musika eshe no. It is not going to change it all. Sa ya no da hu. They are scared to even hear your name. When it comes to Agye, Galamsey menace. Yani eti communities more Ghana, etwa Ghana Asian. Ye hu ye senya mo party mpenifo a ye ma mo opportunity. Wontumi ketidemfo kojo ponkroma Samia Uku Lord Come. How am ye Galamsey no money tia. They saw it. That is in there. They know the damage you caused. A man for Coco for Modi by force, etugu ye boko photo. They saw it. You not like him, you know. Sa ya now wanted to Ghana for akumem during elections. Amu bo ni patwo. Amu kunko for. Those things are there. So whether you like me or you don't like me, sa Ghana na mobile na cedi no dollar na ewa 3.8. Amu moving the call 15 no. Ghana for mojuma she ya musika she or bank no. They are there. You not liking me is not going to take that away. That way now mobile number say ende ukuta passport ukuta Ghana card, you are still not a Ghanaian. No? It is still in the head of Ghanaians. They know some mama another opportunity. You will come and pack the Supreme Court again. They know some mama another opportunity. You will come and use family and friends. Gabi will come again. Bedieto will come again. They know that these people are still there. You not liking me will not change that. The people know you people are demonic. We are a group of criminals. They cannot trust. Politics is about trust. You not liking me is not going to take pain in our Ghana away. It is not going to take it away. So the better you guys understand and come to the table to understand, say you need to speak truth, to save your party, and you see, the reason why the MPP you are struggling is because politics are changing, the dynamics are changing. Sa jandam politics enye juma biom. That is why right now you are finding it difficult to even know your problem, because the NPP as a political party from 1992, you guys have basically built this party, built it block by block, all on lies. Now you are being forced to campaign, speak, show your competence on truth. That is your problem. And the reason Tiamo Brandon said you don't know how to even communicate using the truth, because it is not in your DNA. It is not part. It has not been part of the party the way it was built. Right now, conversation is difficult for you. You cannot have a simple dialogue with Ghanaians, because from 1992, your dialogue has always been about individuals, about religion, about tribes, about people hating other people. Now, those kind of things are not in our politics again. Now, our politics is about the issues. It's about what you can do, practical stuff. It's about the intelligence that you can exhibit. The NPP right now does not have that. And at this point, still you can hear an NPP person sit on TV to say, Yene, Galamsey, only any evidence to prove it. I don't know if you say, so because of Galamsey, Ghana for an Galamsey, we saw the danger and the destruction under the NPP. So we study MPP very well. You see, with me, one thing that of late I do a lot is to try to understand MPP for. majority of Obomodi bear from 18 to bear 30, 28, 30, no. They don't even know how to communicate MPP message because Yadio Mobile Party, no. Everything about the party was lies. Every communication was built on lies. So right now, for them to flip and start to speak truth, to let Ghanaians know that this party na no, they can't do it. So they are stuck in their communication. They cannot flip it. And into NPP communication, there's nothing. The problem being what problem? No. Now, are they willing to change that style? No. Go on Twitter, go on TikTok, go on Facebook. They are still doing the same thing. They think say consistently, it will change somebody's mind. Me see a kurasi Ghana biem. Baby ani Ghana ye kurasi. No, every single place in Ghana is like New York, and in terms of dissemination or the spread of information, it is New York City. Every single place in Ghana, it is Beijing. Serbia information e move China no the same way information e move Akontombra. Because when you have WhatsApp in China, the person in Akontombra, the same pace I was sending message, the same pace I'm also receiving that message. It do not underestimate some group of people in Ghana say when we grass for anything last minute some say I a party no I was say see no ye conform near nin grass for no kwatena so ya aboa. Still you don't understand the 2025 kind of politics I no we are say. It is not like about obi a koko kwani to ekurasini koko kwani bia ni Ghana o ekurasini obi o ye efuo bia ni Ghana o ekurasini. Every single Ghanaian enim de ekoso e Jubilee House, every single Ghanaian. So don't think say you can still play the 4-4-2 formation and win power. It doesn't work like that. There are millions of people in Ghana watching me tonight. Millions. There are millions watching me on TV, millions watching me on Facebook, millions watching me on YouTube, millions watching me or listening to me on radio. There are millions. There are people, when they pick my link, they send it to their grandfather in the village, and then the young boy staying with their grandfather will click on it, it will come on his phone, and they watch. All that they need is 5 city data. So do not underestimate anything. And the NPP is still not there. They still think it's a Ghanophobia Jimmy. That is how they treat Asante-4. The NPP till now are still treating Asante-4 since 1979. They are still treating Asante-4 to say, Omo de tetekwafo, Omo adwunim bie and reaching the 2024 elections na shocking omo. Because the NPP as a political party, they holistically see Ashanti region say, "Ho you krasi." Your message on say, "A free year, akwana Ghana we be ya no. Akwana so a doctor, fake doctor no." Also better radio so before election 2024. Now catch the Obi say, your message, Accra de enko form, I was see a konkurasi still they don't understand. So over politics message, baby a conform pa baby a offer who kurasi. The people, you people consider kurasi for no omoti information and son any one crying na busy no. Obi a one crying. Or sorry no pa, why busy or pedi up and down. A few minutes no do me checking the phone. Obi a wo akontombra o koko kwani no. Okon koko foma. That's also on the radio. That's also on the phone. He has all the time to follow the news. He has all the time to monitor what is happening. Enti yani e one kind no Kumasi ni takrade no yanko hasala ambredu fie anadwo 9 na ye be hwese Kevin Taylor no na nipa na ogin se owe kurase no ekoko kwani no ono owo information ni nyina akra before ametrase. Do not underestimate a kurase di Ghana e kire wa Jimmy. You don't understand politics. Now here something happened today and I'm so happy about it. The CEO of Tamale Teaching Hospital, Mate and Yesi Apamono and one. And I saw a video of the health minister going to Tamale Teaching Hospital and what they went to see there, and they say the attitude of these people at the Tamale Teaching Hospital, no, the negligence on their part, how people are losing their lives, things they can do to make sure that lives are saved, Oko Tamale Teaching Hospital. Some people think say they have this sense of entitlement, say yamomo position. So the process, the work, the ethics now somebody they have neglected that, people losing their lives. And do you know what hurts? They are say the people working in these hospitals, they are being paid by the people they are indirectly murdering. Because so how about time about hospital now? Oh, here oxygen keke. The hospital has to make sure it is always having oxygen. making sure there are places for emergency no. Sa obatana or that stretcher sooner owu no. Sa obatana taxes the rituals anko vowi. At the end of the day no. Omumomo yere ni omumba eco private hospital. It is despicable. It hurts because nipa na yadina ketua ana netwo etua we ka no. Sa nipa ni wu ena we ni etua ne ka every month ena wo de hwe ne yere ne ma. So Akando today, when he went to the Tamale Teaching Hospital, Omu said clear-cut negligence was displayed at the Tamale Hospital. And at the end of the day, as the health minister, he needed to take action because the president has given him an assignment. President Namade Jumasa Onye, so when Tumi deliver, the president will sack him as the health minister. So he needs to also exert all the powers that he have to make sure say Ejumana Oyeno, Ejumana Eden, Edimu Emma president to keep on Emma Ghana for Enya Hoto. So at the end of the day, I had the CEO of Tamale Teaching Hospital, the health minister, powers of President Ramano was sacking the CEO. This is the kind of governance we need. Where Obiba said, this is not normal. It is not supposed to be done. What should be normal and what is supposed to be done? Sanka Rome ankon tokwa ankoko ankoje omanbia anka daben anka ntokwa besimo obia koje omanbi. Something needs to be happening at a point. And I am telling the health minister, he should not stop there. Go to Konfanochi Teaching Hospital. That place is a death trap. There's one thing people do in Ghana. The moment they are moved to be CEOs of agencies and especially regional hospitals, what they do is they try to turn a office into a chieftaincy office. And one particular place, Amehupani Konfanochi Teaching Hospital. Every time they are post to be uncle headed Konfanochi Teaching Hospital, what they do in the say, they will then go and attach opposition to Menshia. So you will see, say, the CEO of Konfanochi, at the end of the day, no, say, oh, he's an office to cry. You need to go through Menshia before you can access the CEO who was appointed by a president or a government in power. And it's a steady Konfanochi problem now. Majority of the time, no, the job that is supposed to be done by the CEOs at Konfanochi Teaching Hospital, no, majority of the job, no, Obakono, the CEO makes you even believe, say, he is working for a chief instead of the government. And the Konfanochi now information now. Because the CEOs now they are so affiliated to Mensiano, people are even scared. Nurses, doctors are even scared to tell you the truth about the real stuff happening at Konfanochi. Because Obi wa Konfanochi now Junior say only Mensia finer. There is no way even a president can sack him. And it applies not to just the CEO now, it applies to previous CEOs. That is what they do. Go to the Western Regional Hospital. The same thing. The last time we did a whole editorial on the Takrady Regional Hospital. And you see how badly they are managing the hospital. You will be shocked to know, say, when these people are called, CEOs are called by health ministers to even render accounts, to let us know the real issues on the ground, they basically, at the end of the day, try to push the matter to ahimfie. As much as Mensia is doing its part to revive Konfanochi, the biggest problem of Konfanochi is its leadership affiliation to Mensia. I'm telling you. Into go who see Obi Konfanochi na unperforming no. You see, only the no fane nana. Only the oko Mensia. Only the otu for penasem pa. Into jumana oye no. Engine na naso. The moment you try to touch the person, yes, oh, where the Mensia penasemo into Wontumi fa unsanka no. And this is not just the Ashanti region. Go to the rest of the regions. You will see, say, majority of these CEOs, no, Omako pay homage. They have basically made a ahimfiena over Wasa area as their second office. Yeah, can one hospital or Ghana a death trap anchor. A we are say, se broni ne di Ghana so because you buntungu air Konfanochi. I'm telling you. Upon all that Otumfo is doing, it is not the Otumfo and Konfanochi or whoever is helping Konfanochi. No, it is Konfonochi's problem no 1%. Konfonochi problem no 99%. You find sankai. All the things you are seeing there, you see acquire 1 room B, you acquire 3 room, Hugh Konfonochi. It is a percentage of Konfonochi problem. Less than a percentage. Yeah, your mayanki ni dear, I already say about changing your health system now. Konfonochi and some regional hospital or Sanka right now, you bought 2 ways for dada. But you see, as I'm making, I dear betting, Obabetina TikTok, Obabetina Facebook, Obega say Kevin Taylor there, Kwasia, Kevin Taylor there on Tire Santifo, Kevin Taylor there, Shady Oki Kanka, a year then I'll say Konfonochi CEO. I dear Bettina and Mamma Fenesi. You do Konfonochi, oxygen kekeni mami nyanun mami. These are facts. And don't always go to Ho, go to Takrade, go to Konfonochi, and the Tamale. You go, you people know the truth. Meaning problem. No? The problem is not fixing one ward or going to put tiles in 1 room. The problem is the root, the structure itself needs to be demolished. Now, Senka Seria Afari. Any all these hospitals are Sebio Yesin or Ghana or Takrania Day. Sankanina effectively are working now. It will be easy to break down Konfonochi. Yeah, it will be easy. But because we are refusing to insist to say, I was say these hospitals that are equally equipped to say Konfonochi are put to use for the pressure of Konfonochi to be taken and handed over to these hospitals for Konfonochi to be broken down. Yes, and yet death trap. That is our problem. Into the Tamale Teaching Hospital CEO near Pamano, it is in the right order. And I don't want it to stop here. Go to Takrari, go to Ho, go to Konfonochi, go to all these places. Say CEO, we need to sack the person, sack him. Or he be appointed CEO of Ghana. No chief is paying any CEO in Ghana. Or he be anywhere Otia CEO be or Ghana every month. Every incentive CEO be Enyan or Ghana, no, he be anywhere CEO, cash on them. Or he be anywhere Otia CEO per diem. A yen in Otia CEO car into the health minister. Go out there. Anybody who is not delivering, sack them. People can scream because people find it difficult to adapt to change. That is why, and the Chief Justice Assembly, some people are making it look like, say, you will be minimum kind. No. We are adapting to change, and we need to change things. Who say, I say, yes, Pope, the Anglican ni, yani asofo no mutumi worry. Roman for them asofo worry. Nti Nyankopon emfa Pope sebio ne kra ensie na obra bi obo asase bia odeboa onyame dwumadie Nyankopon so entie ne sufre na bibia ne kra ewo se onyame de to a ebenya sebio eye de homepa no onyame so emwa na Pope so bibia okobia no enye dwodwoma no Onyankopon obo nipa enenim ne wiye Onyankopon ene hye nipa den onyame ene kire nipa ne nkrabia bibia de bedru intende the Pope bass as you be 88 years no or dedicating the brand nyina e de hye onyame enimonyam e de ye nyame adwuma no Onyankopon kokroko a sebio utie sebio ne mma akomemu no nyame nim se de waye e de aboa ne adwuma no obebo humpan enso e de ne sie yi nti ye ne e Kristofo e wo wiase e bi te se me ye nyina de akomapa ene odo ene mpaye e tai Pope bibia okọ na onyame so e beje ne kra e de ne sie saa na hia nipa udwumade wa asase su nyina ne se obesom Onyankopon odi nukure ebedi udwuma na obehu se obeti ase ana obema nipa ene sebio eye den obi obenwo ehu se onyame eyokokroko Pope ede ne life ene bibia eto saa de no so sebio ono so de na ede na ohu bi ade na efe na ono so hu bi nenso okane nyina hye ka se onyame adwuma ene obeye ntende wada de benkum so a yesre otwedi ampa kwa me Onyankopon obo soro ne asase se omfa ne kra ensie nipa enim bibia beko yeti asase so nko ade yebebo ho bon yebebo ho modin se onyame ebehu yamobo the alpha the omega the God sebio oye merciful the Allah the omnipotent Allah the gracious he will find everlasting peace for Pope John Paul ne kra ye de Onyankopon ase na ede se Pope sebio wa meya Ghana ni ana me de kakra se Pope am ye Ghana ni mi ken ka Pope go Ghana ni te se me anga se en ki achechire ki ye penti de busu efie
hey fakonya ni sia ai pope wu anke be wi ne nam no ai I me de se pope one be ye Ghana ni pope baby akopia nyame hira wo me de se pope ya we sebi one be Ghana ni anka pope ya Ghana ni anka se de busu efie ki ye penti ai oh mo fa ginya me no da bi o ye se ye pedura plus mo hihye no won chen ha na kobena motigata dim ai afi na anka ye penti ai na ye se yifo de bada ben ai na canopy de se white na ba na ye pope na de na canopy ready mo fa we nko amanfo ye busy din obi kuta notepad auntie you see am on 14 bags 14 ye dey abrochire for ba monto bi nkan monka kire kobra boatin ai mo ye keka ko make keka ko ho make keka the guy about madam make keka ko ho make keka ko ready girls no my mom left gloss kakra dey queen you na be the Kevin aba make keka ko ho intinka popi anka be Ghana ni a anka yese nka mike anka ye penti ani ye penti mo ye kebo no mo ntwe light nkwa ha se fie ba ko no so mo betuma kwasere mo sanka betu di konwa na begu ha kwame from pon bra ai amafo akanten so mo hyehyɛ mo no na yesre imami ya oye yi de yese ni bai de what Canada ye otoda funi mo fa ne mbra ni ne nka sei ade na yese de funu ne beba nde ka pop ewi anka asemasi ka from pon eduma ba ai yesi ankwashe sem bia mba mesinka pop edi ewi anka yesi anka ye na ai na eyiwe DJ aswaswa ai no so ahyehyɛ eya boda na eba sa no mbo eno ntem ai se we de pop de wu bosom de ahyem ai sa ankwashe asem nyina ye ntibi we nka pop ko ye Ghana ni a anko fri Nicaragua ya kama me ode gina ho na nko kan kwashe asem auto against nyom pop yi mu oba o wareda enso kama me ode ba be gina ho ato ekutia nyom pop ni girl pop wareye bo se ma me ode gina ho one ne nko ofui etu ekutia nyom wo pop yi ase pop nya Ghana ni sa nkwashe asem nyina ye hu bi make kako make ai pop nko Ghana ni anka nwumbre yi ke yesu ama ke yemote die ne be ye uja yeseni o uja yeseni die ne yenye pop amankwa pop nko Ghana ke very pop amankwa ya pop nko Ghana ni anka very pop amankwa pi amankwa pop amankwa yenye den ukosa akwantiom de bia ye ni tiaw nyame na ye osa se yenye den ye da ye nda ofe ya mutipo kakra ba me mi go fu ni Nicaragua fu o me ku simple kra o me jazia mo de di agora bu ofu Nicaragua fu yi ke nwumre ke ginam ye ne yenye de ni o ene adwunso me se enam yense ne yembu yenso application bi wo ho na wakodo no asa ba be keka nkwase asem no ko ye da nyame ase se pop nya Ghana ni ye mpesa nkwase asem bi wo Ghana ha ense nka pop go Ghana ni ese nka be ko de workipin na nka omde na tene wo no omde na tena canopy ase no omde Bible atu ni nsem no omde cross ekuta no no mutwa ni nso ye nimmo. And I want to send this very, very simple and respectful message to the Interior Minister. There's this trend in Ghana at time. It is disgusting. And I'm expecting him for more Ghana to take action on this nonsense. And this nonsense is really happening in the Ashanti region. You can say whatever you want to say. I don't give a heck about you. And this message goes to Otufo Setunana Pia, Wafas Mabachenchen, Mabenyumbre. Sankwasia trend na abana sebio. Obika baby na ekura ye tim ohini wom sebio wey I am saying so Otufo because Otufo na ye oman hene a sebio asantefo so odi asanteman nyina so sa trend wey ahemfo nketo mo asanteme mo Otufo mo ni nko ho because ayesesesi ano eyie ba na de say yadane abodamfo wo Ghana imebunu emrewa asofo ene sebio ebusua panyini ne imbesiriwafo na eso madane mmoa. And then nipa wu a ne na besi tent ase na sebio oye Galamsey ni a ne de shankaba na the most disgusting thing at time was asase we so ade anyame chiri ene sebio nipa ewu na nipa no sebio ne body na sebio enimpo se ne sebio atiasefo tena no
na ye jiminti yakofa eno na ende ye de ye show na ye wo ahemfuo fie ye wo ahemfuo krom ye wo edi kro ebie jiminti omo bekete sa anyoma no ede yare be fie. One, this nonsense of you people bringing cops home na makoze se funa begu fie na mu jimi mo nkwasi ampeteshine mo red na mano no no na me embrante ne mabawa na mu jimi no emfa me hu. It is because yeni penifo na yetete nkuro no so no yeni efre ho e de ahemfo yeni efre ho odi kurofo no yena ye jimi nti na nkora na yesa because nkora we beto amamre ene amane no senke yeni e die nan si form e make sure say san kwasiade we nkoso anka nsi. And I am appealing to the interior minister and also appealing to the respective paramount chiefs. Trend way I santimemu na start. And otu for said to so ya me catch nana or fast me. The spread of diseases through a year yakofa efuna befie na ye di nwa gro na ye dwunso guso na ye tetanya ho jimi ya ho esesansuo gu funu so na impenifo tifie na ye hwie nsuo egu funu so ofie na nkwara nanam fie ye hwehwe nsuo gu funu so a na eja ho na nkwara nketinketi ni namu na ade achi a be prapra ho to aduane wo ho san kwase ade no mume njai. And I want the interior minister eye Sebio Muntaka, he needs to take action. He needs to put out a statement against such things. Say obi ekofa efunu free morgue ana mortuary de bafia. We need to put emra there say efunu dadakema ye nyini mfra dakemu. We even need to pass a law say you need to have a reason why a person obi adaka na so many punishment funu nenim. There should be a law. We cannot foolishly allow any fool just as a Ghana near Penifoni Ghana be disgusting stupidity. And at the end, me say, I am for theatre a year where I say, a bushia penny 40 a year where I say, and they are looking on as some from penny 4, they are looking on, and all this nonsense happening in Ghana. Okoka, Kwasiabi se penny wo fie. Okoka sape, yes, Kwasiabi se penny wo fie. Na mumubi. And this should go to the regional ministers. In fact, this is not a job for only the interior minister. It goes to every single regional minister. And this goes to the Ashanti regional minister. Boss, we are done. Now the play is over. You are working hard. But these are very important things we need to pay attention to. The Ashanti regional minister, it goes to the other regions, but specifically to the Ashanti regional minister. You need to put a statement out. No cops. A funny be anywhere I see a display in public. So what the funa befie se ukosia, put a funeral in a coffin. There need to be a law that nobody should even open a daka unless so when you're permitted to say who a reason or see a biadaka no so. Because Sebio obuoha owua, there are so many things that goes into a wo obuoha biada dakaswa Sebio edi yare neba. So how much more say ya sadi ni panabesi public na ebi mukuta kutanimu sa nipa ya omo hage funi edi insuo gugu efunu no so omo wia ensa wo ya na omo sadi ko fie eni omo yire ni omo ba akoto omo de nsa akoto fufuo madi amanfo bitumi gina wakipi na se na omo de omo nsa hye efunu hwinimu ekutakuta efunumu na ewie ehɔ na yasa ye fufuo no mu nsa dam ye gibigimi yana ye fufuo na nipa 60 ho na omudi. What kind of country are we building? And this trend is starting from the Ashanti region. We need to pay attention to this trend because Sebio obi enyenwu ebusuani wu emane nkofa yare mbre kurumu nyina. That nonsense must stop. Yanya santimemu ye suan kwasiade bi o si ejai. San kwasiade no ye kofa na wahin. And I'm talking to the regional minister. I am talking to all the regional ministers. The interior minister should spearhead this. In the next week, at least in a month, Muntaka as the interior minister, you need to put out a statement. You need to go to parliament and insist that so obi kofa funu every morgue the befia. There should be rules governing that. There should be rules. Muntaka Mubarak as an interior minister and a Muslim, I don't expect, say, you want people to handle your cops like that. You should be reasonable enough to understand this is a public menace and that it needs to stop. And it goes to the president himself. This is something that has to be taken seriously. Because the way we are treating a funu organ and airtime, apart from its the hygienic part of it, traditionally in our customs, in our tradition, that has never been part of our customs. We need to stop it quickly before it gets out of hand. In fact, it is out of hand. Let us get serious as a people. The nonsense in this country is too much. This goes to the interior minister. It goes to every single regional minister. Ochina, may every regional minister nimba betu be shown. So Mr. P, Mr. S, put all of them on one page, one flyer for me. Maybe I publish it every regional minister, and I will send this message to you people. This must stop. This must stop. Thank you very much. Me team this the chieftaincy minister. This is under you. It's under the minister of interior minister and all the regional ministers. The chieftaincy minister and the interior minister collaborate to stop this and stop this nonsense. It needs to stop. Now, yeah, we are going to be on social media. Every time you do such videos, we will try and find a bushia penina or this you need to be arrested and prosecuted. A law should be passed. Says so you bushia penini na oma ho kwan na wo this year you did begina bedwam say you be dano into ogina ho or wofufuo or your Galamsey ni or your teacher ni na oma ho kwan na ye do this year begina public. Say yeah the dano nti efunu ni ngina ho wo sa ebushia penyo say chini kom not less than 20 years or so that jail because sad na wo ye no yare na be spread no over 20,000 people and over will die. Enti say wo commit sa crime na we bushia penina wo di sa eye nanim no also go jail. I am going to say this again. We are going to insist, and I'm going to be on the health minister, the interior minister, and also the chieftaincy minister. In fact, the chieftaincy minister, I don't need her or him. I need the health minister and the interior minister. The health minister and the interior minister. Today, I have seen the health minister working crazily, moving around the nation. He needs to sit down and let us know how we are going to solve this problem. This kind of yakofa fune free mortuary, yedabejina fie, yatame funu, yedefuna bejina ha, sa nonsense must stop. This goes to Mr. Akando, right? And Muntaka Mubarak. With all due respect to you gentlemen, I don't want to come back again for people to say Kevin is using some wrong words or harsh words at the minister or the health minister, the interior minister. I don't want to do that. And into the end there, I'm respectfully telling you people, an action needs to be taken. And it goes all the way down to majority of you, the chiefs, or for this, I will tell Otumfo say I don't blame him that much. Because with all due respect, Otumfo does not know every single Ekurasi. At this point, I'm not going to blame Otumfo for this. But at least I have announced it. So he knows this is what is going on. Mo ahemfo nketwa na mo wo fom ho na mudi sa nkwase asem no odi kro ne ahemfo na mo hyehyehye mukuro so man kwase asem we koso no Otumfo said to eye ahonafo hene. Me so far I have not seen this in the Volta region. I have not really seen this in the Greater Accra region. I have not really witnessed this in the Central region. I have not seen it in the Western region. Maybe one or two are happening in these regions I've mentioned. But majority of the regional, Sahel region, they will Sipa Ashanti region. Obi ko tina funu ho na oni efunu akosa ni akohwe nsuo gu oni efunu ho na watena ka mu de aba nkran na yare na ode ba no ode aba be sign kofo won nkran obi ko di san kwase sem no na akotena ka mu na ode aba central region na yare na otifri sa efunu ho no ode aba central region. So don't see this as just a joke. So who say nipa 200 egu funu ho na omu jimi wo funu ho na ebi mu dadare funu ho ebi mu num efunu nsuo ebi ne efunu sa menya waju se omo mo kuro mu onkwa na yare bebo omo because 90% omo mo be eyie no omo nyina wi omo fo ka afiri kuro ni mu akọ
90% are omo ye no 90% of them a yen and dia ombesa for car e dia ko baby obu free buy, meaning whatever they came yare ombefa no omo they call different parts of the country, and we need to stop this. This is a menace. So I'm pleading with the National House of Chiefs, Oja Hoho, and I know you are a political president of the National House of Chiefs. I know we MPP need issue a statement. The National House of Chiefs issue a statement and tell every single chief to say they have to make sure such things do not happen in their community, wherever their chiefs almost say coverage one, it should never happen. All right, now let me talk about this. Very, very important. Egigim. This gentleman is a criminal. This guy, he is a thief. He is a hardened criminal. If you're a Ghanaian, when you come across this guy, see him as a fraudster. His name is Williams Anefi Sapon, a thief, posing, parading, and carrying himself around, telling people he's a businessman, he's a doctor. This guy is no doctor. He's a criminal. He has no medical certification to prove that he's a medical doctor. He has no certification to prove that he is a medical doctor. This guy, Williams Anefi Sapon, is a criminal. He's a thief. He's a fraudster. He wanted to use the name of the President of the Republic, John Dramani Mahama's name, to dupe some people in the name of Gold Zook. If you are an investor in Ghana, out of Ghana, in Asia, in the Arab states, do not do business with this fraudster. He is a criminal. I gave him two options. One, he was supposed to come out on his own Facebook page, go on social, on radio, because he has been on radio several times to tell people, to announce to Ghanaians that he was being impersonated. So it means he knows how to stop. He knows how to stop bad news about himself. I gave him the opportunity to go on radio, to go on TV, to let Ghanaians know that he's a legitimate doctor. I gave him the opportunity to go on social media to show his legitimate license that he is a medical doctor. It's been months. He has refused to do it. I gave him another option to come out and tell the world that he is a businessman and that he has never mentioned the President of the Republic of Ghana's name, John Dramani Mahama, in any of his business. He has never introduced himself as a friend to the president, and that investors are supposed to look at that and give him money. He has refused to do that. This clearly shows you that this boy is a thief. He's a criminal, and no serious business person, business mogul, any businessman, no person should do business with this criminal. His name is Williams Anefi Sapon. His father too is a criminal. His mom is also a criminal. This is his father. That's his dad. This is the man behind all his criminal activities. He's a fraudster. This man is on his payroll because every single businessman, this little kid, this thief, defrauds. He gives his father 20% of the booty. So this man is also a criminal who, behind the scenes, support his son to dupe others. Nobody should do business with this man. He is also part of the criminal cartel. So be careful. Anywhere you meet this man, he is the father of Williams Anefi Sapon. He is a criminal. He is a fraudster. He is into the same business as his son. He has been encouraging his son to stay behind the scenes to do people. Anywhere you meet this man, be careful. Do not do any business with this man. This is his mom. Emissary. That's the boy's mom. Williams Anefi Sapon's mother is also a fraudster. She's a fraudster, sorry. She's also a fraudster. What she does is she is the one who coordinates this boy's fraud, his fraudulent activities. Sometimes she sits in this boy's criminal meetings. Every single time this boy is caught duping somebody, she is the first person to call to plead on his behalf. This woman has failed to tell this boy to come out
she has failed to advise this boy to come out to tell Ghanaians that he is actually a legitimate doctor with the right certified documentation to prove to the world that he's a medical doctor. This woman has failed to tell this young man to come out publicly